Let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safeway Liquid Beer for the podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello. It's not static, AM radio. It's the Play Alberta Nielson Show. Let's go. Those Macromala intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in. He's your dealer for life. Let's crack at 6 o'clock. I'm logging with some sirloin bites.
Shaggy, you're listening to Edmonton Sports Talk.
You gotta toss and turn and feel alright. I say shotgun dead and I'll come out moaning.
The Conquerors check in, get punched.
Don't stop cooking as I feel alright now.
Hey, 6 o'clockers check in, get punched.
Don't stop now, come on moaning, come on, yeah. I say yeah. Gotta see you make me feel so good. Well, I feel alright. You're so right, and I feel alright.
This is Shaggy, and you're listening to Edmonton Sports Talk.
Say I do.
Great Friday morning to you, 6:10, and a dance party Friday. The 6 o'clocker chat. It's all going on. And once again, Dave Jamieson in for Dustin Nielson, Lieutenant Eric, YouTube Trev. This is the Nielson Show, brought to you by Weiss Johnston. Check them out today at wjsportstalk.com. AC, heat pump, hot water tank, garage heater, furnace. Now's the time.
Got it all.
15% off any additional mechanical system done. Plus 15% off, no interest for 24 months. Book an estimate today, wjsportstalk.com. We are coming to you live from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio as well. You know how it goes. Still Ben Stelter birthday month. You can get one of these collectible cups for $2.99 and go get some chicken. Treat yourself on a Friday. Dave,
Yeah, ask me.
I would be remiss.
How are you doing, Dave?
How are you doing today?
Oh,
hey, you said, and I was another day, sans jacket, beautiful sunrise, and you said, hey.
Best time of the day.
Look up at the sky. I said, been there, done that, Dave. I sent you a couple photos, and the geese are. I don't care what people say. I love geese. I love walking by geese. I love saying hello to them.
Get up
you
at
know,
3:30 a.m. even when I'm not doing this show.
nothing wrong with that. Watching a sunrise, right? You can always, and then you go back to see the beauty of it is if you wake up early on the weekends too, you do all that, and then you can have a little snooze from say.
And I realize
7
I'm
to-
running out of sunrises, Eric. Not to put a damper. So you got to savor them. Got to savor them.
Well, none of us.
No.
Like sand through the hourglass, Dave. So get the sunrise. And now is the
Now
time.
we're
I
off
mean,
and rolling, eh?
well,
now let's talk Oilers.
There's lots to discuss.
Kelly
both,
McCrimmon.
in and
I
out of
see
market.
ya.
Well,
I see ya.
Cassidy speaks. McCrimmon speaks. Hockey Ops gets a
Coincidence?
rejigging.
I think not.
and we still don't have a coach.
No.
So, but hey, no
And not in
timeline
a
on that.
hurry,
No
but they
rush.
are working.
There's no rush. How's everybody doing today? I know how you're doing.
Yes, excellent.
YouTube Trev is here as well. We'll get a trade of the day from him. He is feverishly working on a sports cast, but he's keeping things on the rails here as well behind the scenes. You can have your say as well. I know a lot of you already in the nasty chat. Love to see it. RCN is on fire. He's loving this time of year, I can already tell. But if you are watching us this morning on YouTube, smash that thumbs up. I just did it myself. You can't take them with you, Dave.
No.
Give us a like, subscribe to the channel. We're at 15,000. It's beautiful to see. Let's get to 16. That's the next
wouldn't
marker.
you?
I know. Well, hey,
You set the bar high and then move it again.
like a rocket ship.
Yeah.
Paris Jewelers Inbox as well. That's the prime mode of communication here, as well as the nasty chat. But Paris Jewelers Inbox, you can text anytime, 780-218.
And then later open line.
99.
It's the Bling Box. It's the Bling Box. It's the Paris Jewelers Inbox. And they got lots of fancy shiny things. Look at this, look at that. Not just for the ladies. They got jewelry for men too. The Ring Box, the Bling Box, the Paris Jewelers Inbox.
Yes, sir. Paris Jewelers. Flexible payment options such as do not pay for 1 year. You can shop in the various stores around Edmonton area, West Ed Mall, Kingsway, Londonderry, Sherwood Park Mall, St. Albert Center, or online, parisjewelers.com. They are Canadian, and they are family-owned. 780-218-9999. Cool, big cool guy was the, we forgot to award the text of the day winner on the area state, but big cool guy had that text about the
Yes.
Cuthbert thing.
Do we still have it?
You know what?
If you do, I
had
think
it
it's
saved
worthy
here.
of
It was
sharing, 'cause
so good. Hey,
as
we ought to
soon
give
as
him his due.
As soon as you said it, I went, racket, and if you would, please enter it for text of the year.
You know what? I'm gonna
See what you can do.
I'm gonna hunt it down in the PGs. I have to go back a little while, but
Well,
get your text in 780-218-9999.
our
Here
apologies,
it
by
is.
the
Here
way.
it is. Here it is. Here it is. Big cool guy taking home the Royal Pizza text of the day yesterday, and you can today as well. $20 to Royal Pizza up for grabs. Absolute robbery by Dobish there. Speaking of robbery, be sure to check out CBC's newest drama, Robbery on the Bay, starring the dog from Hudson and Rex and the guy who travels to small towns and makes jokes about them. Only on CBC. Chris
Kyle.
Cuthbert. Yeah, Kyle. That is, and who's the guy that travels to those small towns? That small little comedian. Hey, he goes to the.
Not Brent Butt.
No, it's he's got the.
Oh, I
he
know the
speaks
one.
with a maritime
Yes,
accent.
yes.
And they just eat him up. Like they love him. He
they
is
love
so that G-rated
You
humor.
say it with that accent, you can pretty much get away
yeah.
with anything.
And I mean, it's cookie cutter stuff. I mean, you can recycle the same jokes. 780-218-9999. Get your text in. Adam in Quebec, who is looking forward to the squad list announcement tonight. This guy, a little soccer talk, Dave.
Thank you. You guys take that off to the side.
Adam, you will be looking forward to it. I'll pay attention.
I don't want to
it.
derail the show with soccer, but where is the toughest decision going to come for Jesse Marsh and the leadership of
I don't
our
think there's so many
national
tough
side?
decisions. The only problem with them running into this whole tournament now and ahead of Monday's game against Uzbekistan, the tune-up here in Edmonton, is the health of the squad overall. There are a lot of injuries and a lot of... So I do wonder if this announcement leads, some guys that we've heard of now, obviously not good enough to go, and they'll just be left out. So this will kind of answer some questions that have been up in the air.
Okay, and a neophyte's question here in terms of injuries and roster composition. The roster they declare, is that set in stone?
There are a certain amount of guys that you can take. Not just the guys starting on the pitch, but there's obviously the backups and everything. But you name your squad, and then that's it.
That's it. You can't airlift someone in mid-tournament.
That's it,
All
baby.
right.
So I know a lot of English, like when England named their squad, that's like the hugest squad announcement. But a lot of guys that have been vying for a spot over the past 4 years, you're left out. You're screwed. You're done. You didn't have a good year domestically. You're out.
And you're telling me soccer's not a tough sport? Ruthless.
Stop it, Dave. Stop it. Hour one of the Nielson Show, as always, as well, brought to you by Ewell, your power play specialists. They have the gear you need for your next electrical project with 3 Edmonton area locations. Plus, you can order online anytime at ewel.ca, your Edmonton-based partner in power and source for all things electrical. We do have a conch request here as well in the Paris Jewelers inbox from Levy from the Fort.
Levi.
Conch me for getting Levi. Conch me for getting central air installed yesterday. Great timing. Yes, sir. I also had the AC. I figured I don't run it during the day. Once the evening hours come, then you turn on, so you're not the power that you don't want the localized brownouts or whatever it is. So good on you, man, getting that air. It certainly helps. Big G, LT. Have you been watching the newest season of Welcome to Wrexham? Oh, still in the soccer here. I've dabbled in a few episodes. Unfortunately, they didn't get the promotion. They've been promoted each and every year.
Yes,
they're in the second division.
Oh, now it gets real.
Well, they flirted with promotion. They didn't quite make it there, so another year in the championship next year. But it's a decent show.
Okay, a question for you, and I've seen some of the episodes. Is it a show, like at some point these things kind of peter out? I mean, how long would you follow? I mean, do you follow them to when they ascend to the greatest of heights?
Premier League, yeah. Well, that's the good thing about soccer is you go through leagues.
Yes,
so you're not just playing in the same league each and every year.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
So it could be several years of this.
Oh, yeah. It is great theater. But here's Kevin, soccer is not a real sport. So there we go, Kevin.
Done.
Thank you for returning us back to reality.
Yes, back to regular. It's not real. Yeah.
It is not real. Tube Socks, can I get a birthday conch sent out to Mrs. Tube Socks? Absolutely.
Big show last night for them, right?
What were we saying?
Yes.
Season 2, episode
Season
2
2
last night aired. If you want to watch it, you can check it out on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast.
Why don't we have an intro like that? Like theirs?
Well, they operate on a slightly larger budget, I would say, yes. They don't have as many staff. See, the problem, when you only employ 2 people, then you have, exactly.
A lot of mouths to feed around here.
Lots to get to today in the sporting realm. We will stop it with the soccer, Kevin. I promise you that. We will talk about it no more. But we do have Stanley Cup. Well, let's get into how the show is going to look today.
Let's
I think
do
we've
that.
Carved up a pretty nice show for you. Morning announcements coming up in a matter of minutes here. We'll go over the sporting scene and landscape. YouTube Trev's Trade of the Day. That's coming up as well.
Final one of the week.
Final one of the week.
David
Cardinal again next week.
I've enjoyed this exercise to see young Trevor, who's probably got a career in hockey, dismantle a franchise. It's awesome.
Look, most people now in executive roles in the NHL do get their start.
Boom.
Like YouTube.
Yeah. You should get a blog.
Future is bright for me.
Yeah.
I'll start blogging. I can do that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Pathway to executive. So you'll be dealing McDavid again. That is the theme of the week. And just to preface, we're not running him out of town. This is just merely an exercise.
We're not. He is.
I wash my hands clean of this whole exercise.
Be clear.
Yeah.
I want him here.
We'll be doing that at around 6:30. Crack pack today for Wayne's.
What?
Boy, oh boy. I pull into Wayne's yesterday, a hot and sweaty mess, and Nikki greets me there at the counter like she always does with her beaming smile and friendly demeanor. Yeah, that's a good impression.
Yeah.
You've got the character down. But she found these, and I went in last week. I was saying, hey, do you got any more? You got any more of those 03 Pacific? And Wayne Dusty cleared them out. Wayne said he had some more. He couldn't find them, so whatever. They found them. We've got 3 packs. 2003 Pacific CFL Football, Canadian Football League trading cards. Inaugural issue, 5 cards per pack. Dave, these are. It's a great card.
Okay, I know we can't get the camera in closer. Look at Ricky Ray and those jersey patches on the front. The CFL logo, which you and I both like, the football that's bursting out of a maple leaf, was announced and launched, introduced on the Tuesday before the game on Sunday. They had to get the patches made really quickly and sewn on the jerseys.
So this is your,
And look at the size of that Molson one. Like you could land a small plane on those.
Yeah, and then Calvillo has the LCF with the Molson Export,
well, we don't
which is a
forget
nice.
Our French friends.
We certainly do not.
No way.
Speaking of them as well, Habs, of course, tonight looking to stay live down in Carolina. But Crack Pack, I'm really excited for this 2003 Pacific CFL cards. That's coming up at around 6:40, 6:45-ish today in the opening hour. Chris Johnston of TSN and The Athletic. A variety of topics to get to with him. Cassidy, obviously, with the Chiclet Boys, saying I want to coach. He says, I'm a coach. I would like to coach.
Coach has got to coach.
But he also understands the whole legality of it, and these are the rules that he has to play by.
He's really got to walk the knife's edge here right now. I mean, would he like to open up and say, yeah, Kelly McCrimmon and Bill Foley and
he's
you
getting
guys
paid.
are you're shackling me.
Yeah,
like he's getting paid.
I understand he wants to
Cassidy's
coach, but you also understand that he has mouths to feed as well.
And he signed that contract.
Sure. You're getting
and presumably understood Bruce Cassidy, by all accounts, a very bright man, and he's got legal representation.
Yeah, but he spoke yesterday. We heard that, and then McCrimmon spoke with the Overdrive Boys saying, leaks coming from inside the house. So everything's kind of yada, 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 still no coach. And still no permission to talk. But
Stan's on it, and he's taking his time.
Stan's on it. Parcatti's on it.
Oh, yeah, big changes.
They're all on it. So we'll go with CJ. We'll talk Habs, Hurricanes. We'll obviously talk about the ongoing Oilers situation as well. Play Alberta Early Bird coming up at around 7:20. Of course, Play Alberta, the presenting sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. Check them out today, playalberta.ca, or download the app. Make it easy for yourself. That's good for the Italian Center. And again, we'll go off the hockey, albeit briefly, but a big day here in Edmonton sports as you got the Riverhawks tipping off their season tonight at home to the Wenatchee Apple Sox. A game you can hear live here on Edmonton Sports Talk as well if you can't make it down to the park. Down at Remax. So another season of Riverhawks baseball is upon us. Summer is here. And, of course, the Elks, a game we've been talking about and fantasizing about for quite some time. Night at the Knothole tonight from Clark. Elks and Stamps, a BOA. Get up close and personal. It's going to be great. A lot of guys from EST here making their way down to Clark tonight. So a great night, Friday night, under the lights, both at the ballpark and down at Clark. So we're going there at around 7:30. And then the nail gun. We got him, Dave.
Yep.
TSN's Dave Naylor. He said he likes to text 20 minutes before. I've set the alarm. The alarm is going to buzz at around 7:20. We'll send Naylor a text. He'll join us to discuss the news that we had yesterday morning.
Yeah, it is a big day in the CFL.
Kind of 24, 48... 36 hours, I guess, with that whole broadcast deal. And again, the question, if you have any questions for Dave regarding that deal, I mean, shoot him in. Would be happy to pass them along. I know kind of the broadcasting. How's that going to take shape and form?
Well, that's what the viewers, fans of the league, and there are many, they want to know, how does it affect them?
I do have a bit of a kink for Americans calling the CFL. And
of course
I told you this in the 95 Cup. If you ever watch the ESPN2 feed of that, it's interesting to get their perspective and how they call it, because they know football. Americans love and know football. That is their sport.
Well,
so them calling our game. Yeah.
Well, I told you off air yesterday, I was part of, I say part, I was certainly a pilot fish in the whole thing. I was there and working around the NFL Films guys who shot the 99 Grey Cup in Vancouver. They came in and did NFL treatment of the Grey Cup game. And it was, I wish I still kept the DVD. Yes, that's what we got them on back then.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
See, and you know the drum I've been beating my entire life.
I know.
Give me a CFL Films. Give me a production propaganda arm of the league to grow. You want to grow the game?
John Metz here in Edmonton. In fact, helped Don out in writing a brief for that.
Season-long fantasy, all these things are great. Goalposts, all that stuff. That's all fine. But give me a propaganda arm to invade people's psyches. That's how the NFL did it. It's right there. So we'll get to Dave at around 7:40, 7:45-ish in hour number 2. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many on the way at around 8:10. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor joined by our friends from Alley Cat Brewing. They'll be in studio today sampling a few...
Had some of that earlier this week.
Oh, yeah. And you know how they do. I mean, obviously,
they do it. They've
brewer
done it
of
well
the
for a
6
long
o'clocker
time.
lager.
Yeah.
And as well, but we'll be trying some new things here. And I just wanted to... where is this beer of the week? Yeah, it looks like... We'll be trying a session ale, I do believe, and a pineapple coconut ale. I think are the beers.
That sounds great.
Oh,
Those
not
are,
for you.
Oh, yes, absolutely for me, J-Mo.
Yeah,
All of us.
no.
Trev needs a drink.
No.
Yeah, yes, he does.
Punchline pineapple coconut or Set to Summit session ale, and of course the brewers of the 6 o'clock lager. So our friends at Alley Cat will be by, and the wrap for William Huff all still to come in hour 3. Let's get into your morning announcements here quickly. Lots to pour over here in the world of sports from last night and leading up into a busy weekend here. Morning announcements are brought to you by Rundle Park Short Course. With affordable rates for juniors, seniors, adults, walkable par 58 course has a great family-friendly atmosphere. Perfect for all skill levels, but ideal for shorter hitters and those just learning the game. Snag a smash burger at Shorty's after the round. Check them out on Instagram at Rundle Park SC. Habs down in Raleigh tonight with Greg Wyshynski in attendance, looking to stay alive. Carolina leading that series 3-1. Action gets underway at 6. Jays win again, Dave. Another tight one, 2-1.
And before we leave hockey,
Okay.
very difficult day.
Hey.
In the hockey world with the untimely death of Claude Lemieux. Yeah, it was, and in the manner in which he died.
Carrying the torch out as well just a few nights ago was one of those things where, hey, he was
We
there.
all
And it was,
just saw him.
yeah.
He was in our presence and in our world. And if you're of an age where you don't remember Claude Lemieux, the player, spend a bit of time and maximum respect for what he did in the postseason. And I understand. I watched the Chris Draper hit live.
Yeah.
And if you haven't, check out the Unrivaled documentary that was done on that Avalanche Detroit relationship, if you want to call it that, hatred. It's well worth your time.
That was a rivalry, and he was a player that played in a time which required players like him. We can sit here and navel gaze at, oh, what a dirty all this. No, that's how it was, and he was an employee of that time. So
yes,
that's would it fly
and
today?
When the
No,
games mattered the most, he was at his best, and he was better than most.
Yeah, and just going over the nature of what happened, can't stress it enough, but if you are in a situation of peril or of need or anything like that, my DMs are open.
Yes.
You can always text us, 780-218-9999. I try to keep myself as open as can be to listeners and viewers. If you've ever want to, I know I have lots of chats with a lot of you, not even about sports, just life, whatever. But if you ever need to talk to somebody, I'm here. Dave, you're
I'll allow just an off ramp if we've got a minute. I mean, I lost my brother and sister-in-law within 24 hours, almost 2 years ago, and one death was expected and the other was not.
Yes.
And my brother's was, and my sister-in-law's was not. So I know how difficult the time has been for the families involved and me. And so I'd like to echo your comments. There are resources out there, beyond, and people who are trained in this who can help navigate.
professionals. Yes. I am not.
And I've
but
availed myself of that after all of this has happened. So just, I know these are, not easy conversations to have. Of course, they never are. And not something that we would typically do on a show like this. But that doesn't mean, obviously, if you want to celebrate Claude Lemieux, the player, that's certainly worthy of doing so. Remember him as the person and the family and what's been left behind and all of how their lives have changed.
Well said. And again, it's we're all here for you. This is, I think, you know how we listen in this atmosphere here. So whether you're a 95.7 Cruise FM, maybe you're a fresh listener, listening to us on the FM dial, but I think everybody kind of knows how it goes here. So don't be shy. Always open. Always open. 95.7 Cruise FM, as mentioned, iHeart TuneIn Radio app, and on YouTube. Spurs staying alive.
Ooh,
you had Wemby for 30?
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, going into the third quarter, he had 22 or 20 points. So I'm like, oh, this is easy.
It's a lock.
Yeah. And then he really just
28.
didn't provide much after that.
Well,
offensively.
Yes,
at least.
offensively. Yes.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Spurs 118, Thunder 91, forcing a game 7. That will go down here on tomorrow, 6 o'clock from OKC. Spurs Thunder, a deciding game 7 to see who will face the Knicks in the NBA Finals. French Open, couple Canadians moving on as well, both on the men's and women's side. Felix Auger-Aliassime, he will advance to the third round, as will Vicky Mboko. Both of those matches will take place tomorrow, time to be determined.
And it's kind of a neat side note, if Serena Williams says she wants to come back and play doubles, and she wants to play with Canada's own Vicky Mboko.
See, now that's
very cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
You're 19 years old, and the greatest woman tennis player ever says, I want to come back, and I'm playing with you.
It's got to help. It can't hurt. I think for the future of her career, too. So.
No kidding.
The Charles Schwab Open? You doing it?
Not following as closely as I'd like to.
Canada, again, nothing new on Evan Bouchard, I guess. I mean, that happened during the third hour of the show yesterday. Of course, you've all probably seen the video. Ryan Lindgren, the 5-minute in a game for the hit to the head. Bouchard injured. I mean,
heard
obviously.
Stan Bowman on with Bob Stauffer yesterday. And obviously he was asked about it, as he should. It was the most impressing thing outside of the changes in the Oiler front office.
Yes.
And Bowman said that he had been in contact with Bouchard, texting, and obviously in contact with the Team Canada personnel. And he appears to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, more tests, more evaluation to come.
So we wish him well. But I mean, Dave, it's our game again. Canada shutting out the States 4-0 in quarterfinals action at the World Hockey Championships. That erases the Olympic gold medal game.
I hope the Americans enjoyed their time atop the mountain because it's over.
Brief, but it's balls back in our court, baby. Yep. Canada moves on to the semifinals. More on that, though, we'll get from a sports update with YouTube Trev. We'll get to that right now. Once again, coming back, we'll have YouTube Trev's trade of the day and the crack pack for Wayne's sports cards. All still to come in our number 1 sports update with YouTube Trev, brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Are you ready to treat your feet?
Sure am.
Visit them in store at 10707 184th Street on the West End, or online at ParamountFlooring.ca. If you're on the 95.7 Cruise FM dial this morning, you'll get a traffic update from the always wonderful Pauline Higgins. And if you are on the iHeart TuneIn radio app, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, or watching along on YouTube, and the Nasty Chat is pumping, we'll try to get to some of your messages here as we return and make our way through the show. A sports update with Trev. Dave Jamieson in for Dustin Nielsen's Lieutenant Eric. You are tuned into the Nielson Show, brought to you by Weiss Johnson.
Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs put on an absolute clinic on their home court. In a dominant performance, the Spurs completely dismantled the OKC Thunder 118-91, with the series now tied. A massive winner-take-all Game 7 looms to decide who represents the West in the NBA Finals. Switching to the ice, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final goes down tonight. The Carolina Hurricanes have a golden opportunity to punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup Final to face off against the Golden Knights. The puck drops at 6 tonight. And major news out of the front office in oil country yesterday, as Michael Parcotti has been elevated to Vice President of Analytics and Technology. Meanwhile, a very familiar local face joins the big club's upper management. Former Edmonton Oil Kings President and GM Kurt Hill has officially been named the Oilers' new Assistant General Manager. Over in Switzerland, Team Canada cruised into the semifinals after completely blanking the States 4-0 in quarterfinal action. However, the win came with a major blow. The Edmonton Oilers star defenseman Evan Bouchard left the game after absorbing a scary hit to the head and did not return. In other tournament action, host nation Switzerland stunned Matthias Ekholm and Team Sweden 3-1, and both Norway and Finland have advanced to the semis. Next up for Canada is a semifinal showdown against Finland tomorrow, with puck drop scheduled for 12. Tonight at 7, the Memorial Cup action resumes as Everett takes on Chicoutimi. And incredibly sad news from the hockey world: 4-time Stanley Cup champion and Conn Smythe Trophy winner Claude Lemieux has passed away at the age of 60. The hockey community mourns the loss of a true legend. On the diamond, the Toronto Blue Jays kept their winning momentum alive to kick off a massive East series. A dramatic bases-loaded pinch hit walk in the top of the 8th inning pushed the Jays ahead, securing a tight 2-1 victory over the Orioles. Game 2 goes tonight with first pitch at 5:05. And it's a massive night for local sports in Edmonton. The Edmonton Elks wrap up their preseason schedule tonight at 7 against the Stampeders at Clark Stadium. And the Edmonton Riverhawks launch their regular season at Remax Field against the Wenatchee Apple Sox. First pitch at 7:05. And you can catch all the live coverage right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. The Sports Update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. We're expecting some changes in Edmonton this offseason. We're talking about your flooring. Paramount Flooring brings over 30 years of trusted service and expert installation with a flooring lineup homeowners actually want. No permission needed to contact us. Visit our showroom open 7 days a week or online at paramountflooring.ca.
Physical deformities.
Another Dance Party Friday is here. You are tuned into the Nielson Show, 95.7 Cruise FM, the iHeart TuneIn radio apps, the source, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and of course, on the YouTube, where you can like today's show. Please give us a thumb up, subscribe to the channel, and Nasty Chat's humming along. In the Nasty Chat here momentarily, we will erect the poll of YouTube Trev's Trade of the Day. It is part of off-season. What off-season?
What? Off-season.
Exactly.
Sure.
For GCL Diesel, so that's still to come. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999 is the Paris Jewelers inbox. Dirty Don says, hey guys, I know I'm not the most positive person. Claude Lemieux's situation is very sad. Knowing my challenges, EST has helped me view things on different ways. I thank you all for that.
Thank you.
You guys are aces. Bless you, Brandon from Windsor. Well, it's not a victory lap here, but we're just kind of saying it's...
No, I think the things, or the sentiment that Eric and I expressed is certainly genuine, and I don't think it does anyone any good if we entirely avoid the conversation and just say Claude Lemieux died suddenly. It's worthy of at least trying to understand and then extending that feeling, if you will, and carrying that both to your own situation and those of others.
Yeah.
Try to understand that you can look. Whatever normal means, and yet inside be struggling with some very, very heavy things.
We are all just humans, and we're all on the same rock all together. So we're all going through, so we can all kind of help and assist when needed.
Sure.
And that's kind of what we were getting at there. If you have any requests for Dance Party Friday, please feel free to get them in as well. I kind of like to go a little off the rails when it comes to the musical choices.
Oh, please.
A little...
Bring it.
Yeah, a little general dynamics there playing you in. Coming to you live from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio as well. Crack Pack on the way for Wayne's. That's coming up later this hour. But right now, it's YouTube Trev's Trade of the Day. The star of the show, the cutest Dalmatian. YouTube Trev will be in here right now.
Future
He's
broadcasting.
Got another, future NHL executive, too.
Struggling today, but boy, he'll raise his game now.
We're going to get up to that. Off-season, what off-season? YouTube Trev's trade of the day for GCL Diesel. Providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton, Northern Alberta area for over 50 years. What is the trade of the day today?
Bring it.
Thank you for that, LT.
Okay.
Yes, it's the final day of the McDavid trade week. This one, I'm very interested to see how the Nasties vote on this. The texts come in, all that. Connor McDavid, we all know his brilliance, and we all know where he's from. Today, we're shipping Connor back to Toronto, back to Ontario.
The dream.
Yes. So I'll just get right to it here. Connor McDavid for Austin Matthews, for Matthew Nyes, and this year's first overall pick. So you'd have to make the trade right now.
So still drunk, are you?
Still drunk?
Still drunk?
Well, I mean...
How many fireballs? Last night?
It's so weird because sometimes I say this, where I run it through and people are like, oh, that's not enough, Trev. That's not nearly enough. You need to throw in a first and a second in there. And then now you're saying that's way too much. So I'm not going to lie.
Well, I think the Leafs would like Jari as well.
You think they would?
No. I think they have zero interest in him.
Okay, fair enough. But Austin Matthews, he had off here, right?
We've heard.
But what could he do with the likes of Leon Draisaitl? He's a top 10 player at his peak, and without Marner, he was definitely not that. But what could that be like in Edmonton? And you're getting rid of Connor McDavid, so the C automatically goes to Leon Draisaitl.
Correct.
Therefore, that pressure of Austin Matthews.
Austin.
No. That pressure, he's gone. He's been terrible as a captain. He's not a captain, and he wouldn't be a captain here. Mitch Marner, what has he done since he's left Toronto? He's done everything. He's a completely different player, especially in the playoffs. So a lot of people are going to bring up, oh, Matthews, he sucks in the playoffs. Well, I don't know. I feel like a change of scenery might be better for him. And I could see him for sure. He's got 2 years left at that $13.25 million contract. I mean, I think the Gavin McKenna, that probably helps his case, but I still think he's going to leave. So, and then you throw in this Matthew Nyes, who, a solid player. I think
you don't even need Matthews in this deal.
Yeah,
no,
you know
I'm
what?
I'm joking.
Matthew Nyes, he definitely he outperformed Matthews this year, which is kind of crazy. I think he had 66 points, if I'm not mistaken. He's a grinder. He's a power forward. He's physical, and I could see him excelling in the playoffs. Like I could see him being a playoff performer when that time comes for him. And then obviously you get this year's first overall pick.
Okay, well, you erect that poll. I'm very interested to see this.
So you're both winning now and building for the future.
Boom. Yes.
Okay.
Nolan from St. Albert says yes.
Total sense. Trevor.
Yes in a heartbeat.
Chika,
Nolan
look
from,
at him. He would do it.
Nolan from St. Albert says yes in a heartbeat. Flip Matthews to a third team. Run like you stole it, he says. Let's get this poll up. I'd love to see this.
Erect it, please.
I just barfed in my mouth. A little Nacho Man says, boo this man. Costura says, gross on so many levels of the Georgia satellite. Austin Matthews, second line center, is intriguing. Amish Man 19 says.
Second line center, you've taken the C off him. You've really sort of dehumanized him.
Yeah, but now, absolutely no
Take
pressure.
Take it a step further. Make him a checking center.
Dickinson, who needs you, right? Like,
see ya, J-Dog.
Chris Gann, this has officially ruined my Friday. Thanks, Trev. Vote. Look, you can
a lot of people, no, I would never do that. No, not for Matthews, not for Matthews. So that's why I'm having a hard time. Like, really, this week was my gauge on all these trades is completely out of it. I'm out of it. I really don't know. It's hard to just please the nasties, and it's kind of throwing me off. Not gonna lie.
Don't please the nasties.
Don't people please.
Yeah,
it's
don't.
A dangerous game. You will never.
Now,
67% of the people say no. Like, what are you talking about? What? That would be a wicked return.
Yeah, this is assuming, again, the Leafs sign off. This is from an Oilers point of view. That's what you're voting on the poll. McDavid for Austin Matthews, Matty Nyes, and the 26th first overall pick. The poll is live and erect.
What if Chika runs the analytics on McDavid and they're not that good? And he goes,
Oh, maybe they flip him. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Trade and flip.
Oh, boy.
Interesting.
And we're doing
I
this
don't
till
get it.
July 1, you said, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Another month left.
Hey.
That's good programming.
Well, we've done the McDavid week. Now we can say, hey, we did the McDavid week. It is done.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was last week. I was like, oh, I'm looking forward to the McDavid trade week. But
Well, you got a little spicy there as well earlier this week with the pot cold. Like, you were a man looking to light the world on fire.
But I'm actually looking forward to go back to more realistic trades next week. Because this is impossible.
So Monday we're gonna get a realistic deal.
Yeah, more realistic trades.
Okay.
How do you package Aku Ratu?
What can you do there, man?
What could you do there?
Well, then we can't play Rat anymore.
He had 56
You got to
points.
keep the guy here.
Carpat.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Someone will like that.
All right, that's YouTube Trust Trade today. Once again, you can vote on the YouTube Nasty Chat right now. The poll is live. Early numbers, 36% say yes, 64% say no. Once again, early in the voting. These numbers can...
It's ruining me.
First past the post. Trev, why not give them a second and third sweetening? That comes in from Lee
And
in
Jari.
the Paris Jewelers inbox. Jari. You want to make the deal, not chase people away from the deal.
I did get a proposed trade from Nasty Atif.
Well, share it. Don't keep it to yourself. That's what
Okay,
we're doing.
please,
That's why we
yes.
have microphones.
Please, yes, I can't wait.
Okay, McDavid and Jari to the Hurricanes for Taylor Hall, Nikolai Ehlers, Brandon Bussey, a 2027 first round, and 2028 second.
Now, you'll make this trade after the Hurricanes win the Cup, right?
Yeah.
So that is a good time. Catch them when they're vulnerable.
Yeah, buy
Right, when
high, I think is what they say. Yeah,
Tolski's on a 5-day drunk, and you phone him and make that deal.
Dennis
I
King
can see
signs
that.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Vote on the YouTube Nest Chat. That is YouTube Trev's trade of the day, a part of off-season. What off-season for
What
GCL
off-season?
Diesel? All right. Enough waiting. Let's get into this. It's the Crack Pack for Wayne's. Check them out today. They're located on the West End here by the Italian Center shop. Look alive. Woo. Yes, great catch. Italian Center on the West End. Right beside it is Wayne's. They have their brand new location, big, spacious, beautiful, but not just cards. You can go in there and you can get cards of any sort. Last week, I said there's that Teemu Solani. We had those big portrait
It's
profiles.
his grad photo.
Yeah, and somebody keeps putting a. Sorry, I had to go.
Go to range there.
Somebody keeps putting the big E down, but I keep putting them up every
Because
day.
it's
so
eerie.
Well, it is eerie, but you kind of like it. Like he's watching over you.
Okay.
But Wayne's more than just cards. They got Funko Pops, Lego, comic books, Magic cards, Pokemon cards, the whole bit. I go in there now and I buy these little trinket Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't like
Yes.
that. But yeah, there are lots of stuff.
Daddy treats himself.
Daddy doesn't mind the odd treat, a treat for Pop-Pop. But if you're looking, like I've always said, if you're looking for like a fun birthday gift for somebody or something, you go in there and, I mean, they got the cards from all the old TV shows and stuff. So lots of stuff. You can just go in there at Wayne's and look around. Wayne's Sports Cards here on the West End. Okay, let's get these open. Beautiful packing. Once again, it's
Inaugural issue, it
Yep,
says. on the front.
2003 Pacific CFL football. Thank you very
right
much.
there. I was
for,
there when this photo was taken.
I'm surprised you're not on the cover.
Well,
You
let's
should- you
look
should just-
inside.
Look at this. First one, an Ottawa Renegade.
Sure.
Gerald Vaughn, defensive back.
Yep. Hit it.
Another Renegade, Demiune Craig, quarterback.
Oh, Mike Sellers.
Mike Sellers.
Started, I think it was 19 when he was an Edmonton Eskimo, and then went on. There was a legal issue,
Yeah.
and then he came back to the CFL and played with Winnipeg.
Mountain of a man.
Huge.
Joe Fleming, Stampeders defensive end.
Anthony Calvillo.
Oh, you got the Calvillo. That's nice.
AC.
Straight from the, yeah.
AC.
How about this? A little Danny Mac. Mm-hmm. Hamilton Tiger Cats, Danny McManus.
Chris
Good-looking
Shelley
card.
from your Hamilton Ticats.
Love it. And Robert Gordon, Winnipeg Blue Bomber receiver.
Oh, this pack's for you, baby. Corey Holmes.
Oh, the mayor. He loved going in Regina to Mr. Breakfast. Did you ever go there on your travels? It was that small
Probably.
little shack. Yeah, Corey
Probably.
Holmes loved it.
And Rocky Henry.
Rocky Henry.
There you go. Dem Riders.
Man, this is nice. Okay, Trev, who do you got in the pack here? Spit the names.
Okay, today I have Mike O'Shea,
Mike O'Shea.
Tony Atkins, Albert Connell. We've got Corey Holmes and Jermaine Copeland.
Jermaine Copeland. That was a receiver, hey?
Yep, he could ball.
Part of that Alouettes Air Force there. So, once again, these are just beautiful looking cards. I Pacific, I don't know what you're doing, but get back in the game and start making these CFL ones again because they are.
Is Pacific still out there doing stuff?
I'm not a. I can't say yes, and I won't say no.
I don't know the card industry anymore.
Well,
I used to, but or have a better idea of it.
I wouldn't mind getting my hand on a box of these Pacifics, though. That would just be great. Vance Van Vandervan, Paris Jewelers inbox. Just thinking out loud, all these questions around McDavid don't seem to come up as much around Dry. Maybe it's time for the Oilers' first European captain. I mean, anyone who can cut loose and hack the occasional dart is good in my books. So he likes the vibe of Leon there as a captain. Okay, maybe next week is trade Leon week.
Well, I'll ask this, and maybe we talk this through at another time, but I don't see wearing the C as the heavy mantle for McDavid. Isn't it just when you're him and his skill and what he's done to this point in his career?
You don't see it, but I think he does. It weighs a lot on him, as it should. That's the type of person he is. But I'm just saying that coat gets pretty heavy, right? And if you were to take that off of him and just let that talent fly.
I think for sure when he was younger, though, a lot more. Like, he's totally okay with being the captain now.
He's a man now,
as he should be.
Because, like, what veteran, I mean, is going to come into the locker room if the Oilers made a trade and, would McDavid really, really listen to? I know that's
no,
like
not
Corey,
now.
Corey
Now
Perry,
it's-
that
no.
kind of, he would listen to him. But, like, now it's like he is kind of the guy in the locker room, and he has been.
Yeah.
Well, not kind of the guy. Like,
Yeah,
he is you may not like or think that he's Messier-esque or great, but he is. Just in a different way at a different time. I'm sorry, I think he's a good captain, and I fulfills what I would imagine. Again, we're not in the room. And if you're not in the room, we're all guessing.
We were
wildly
briefly during the Cup final the other year.
Okay.
We were all in there.
Merely a snapshot.
Collingwood Rob says, Trevor, why didn't you consider a 3-team deal in any of your trades involving McDavid? You might have pulled off the trade of the century. You haven't done a 3-team deal yet, have you?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have a week.
Of 3-team deals?
Yeah.
Okay.
A week for that. So that'll be fun. But also, I honestly, like 3-team deals kind of confuse the hell out of me. They really do.
Well, there's a lot going there.
Threesome week.
Like whenever I see them, I'm like,
Yeah,
what
brought
the
to you by Shea Pierre.
Yes.
Like, who contacts who, in a 3-team? Do they all just, hey, in a group chat? Or someone gets the, the
Signal
ball
app.
rolling, right?
Right.
He's like, yeah, I'm fascinated by 3-team deals.
McDiesel 780 in the nasty chat. JMO oblivious in the background on one of the cards would be pretty funny. It would. Thing with these cards, though, there's really no background. It's just kind of the player on a
highlighted,
but they should have
crowd. Me talking to Roger Reinson.
a one of one signed an auto, a Jamieson auto.
Me on the sideline talking to Roger Reinson about the latest Rush album,
Well,
which
hell,
we did.
You could make an entire series of CFL cards just strictly CFL moments.
Yes.
And again, the famous photo of you leading Herve off the field down in Calgary. I mean, that right there is top of the
it's
set.
a pack of its own.
Yeah. You could easily do greatest CFL moments cards, but hey, just an idea. I don't know if Stuart, if you're listening, maybe that's the next path.
He's had a
we
week
take.
already.
He's loving it though.
You close a $500 million deal, we believe.
You talk about
You've had a
wearing
good week.
You talk about wearing the C though. He's
I don't think you come into the
loving it.
office Friday. Out to Muskoka. We'll see you Monday. See you, Stu.
Get the boat running.
Yeah.
Nolan from St. Albert says, I think I could use a threesome week.
Oh, come on.
I
now.
think menage a trade.
I regretted
week.
saying it
Chris Dixon,
as soon
menage
as
a
I
trade.
said it.
Menage a trade. Maybe that's how we package it.
Young Tube is a man now.
Triple P. Shout out to Greg from the Elk sales team. Got paired with him at Red Tail yesterday and said
Great
he listens
student.
sometimes.
Yes.
Is that, yeah? Hell of a guy and hell of a golfer. If you got a
he
big
is.
company looking to get into a suite, reach out to my boy Greg. He will look after you. Okay, well, so reach out to
Former
Greg today.
baseball player. Powerful thighs.
Well, speaking of baseball, as mentioned, big day here in Edmonton. We'll get more on that in hour number 2 for That's Good at around 7:30. Riverhawks open up their 2026 campaign. Down at RE/MAX tonight, it's the start of a 3-game set with the Wenatchee Apple Sox. Dave, I said, I really hope visiting teams, I doubt they will, but bring up a couple Rubbermaid tubs, give me a hat. I don't need anything else. No shirts, no bobbleheads, anything like that. Just bring up a couple Rubbermaids of hats.
Who sells them? Who is out there? Do they just drop them off at the Riverhawks? I'm just, again, I go to the
League.
practicality.
See, I see this as a league thing where you pop them next to the Riverhawks shop, and then people, I mean, it's a great little souvenir, and then you could kind of catch them all, I guess we'd say, from all the opposing teams that visit. Get a hat from each. We're so punch drunk on minor league baseball teams now, and the zany logos and hats. I mean, it just, to me, it's a no-brainer. But Riverhawks tonight, of course, you can hear the game live on Edmonton Sports Talk. We will have full coverage. And our full broadcasting schedule of both the Riverhawks and the Stingers is up at edmontonsportstalk.com. So if you can't make it down to any of these games, you can catch them right here on EST. We'll have coverage of both the Stingers and Riverhawks. And, of course, Elks Green and Gold Kickoff Show. That gets underway for the regular season. With the Edmonton Elks. Of course, Maddie and Milne will be down there at and around Commonwealth, which is... doing the pre and post green and gold off-site was a little tip, but now they're on, because I feel Maddie and Milne, you got to get them out to the tail, got to get them, you got to smell the onions cooking on the
but they'll be on
top.
site. They'll be down at Commonwealth in the rec center there.
Yeah,
doing
we'll
the show
get you
from
set
there.
for Elks games throughout the regular season as well here on EST, but Stingers, Riverhawks, of course, the full broadcast schedule of both of those local teams up at edmontonsportstalk.com. Coming up in hour number 2, we got Chris Johnston of TSN and The Athletic. He'll be joining us just after 7 o'clock. We'll talk more Oilers with him. Habs looking to hang on tonight down in Raleigh as well. Play Alberta Early Bird, that's at 7:20. That's good for the Italian Center. Dave Naylor will be by, CFL on TSN. He'll be by at around 7:40, 7:45-ish. Naylor, busy boy, doing the rounds yesterday, anywhere and everywhere, really.
Should.
Yep, so we'll get his thoughts on, well, him doing the rounds, what he kind of picked up as well in terms of opinion. And just his thoughts on the whole broadcasting deal. He did have the article up at tsn.ca yesterday and breaking the whole story there. So we'll get his thoughts on the 6-year term with the CFL, with TSN, with YouTube, and with DAZN moving forward. And once again, if you have any questions you'd like us to pass along for Dave regarding that broadcast deal, 780-218-9999. That's all still to come in hour number 2. Portions of this hour as well brought to you by Hammer Injury Law. Rick Mallett and the team recognized for Best Lawyers of 2026. And it is Friday, Dave, so you can visit their social media pages, Hammer Injury Law, on both Facebook and Instagram. Every Friday, they have an FAQ Friday where they answer common injury law questions that you or a loved one may have.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, it is frequently asked Question Friday with Hammer Injury Law, so you can check them out on Facebook and Instagram, or the website, hammerinjurylaw.ca, or give them a call, 1-855-98-HAMMER. Bell and Esky, I'm with you, LT. I love minor league baseball hats. See, it's a money. You're printing money here for all the teams.
I don't know what year it started, but minor league teams have now, it's just a regular part of what we see in the offseason, is they rebrand for specialty games. So you're the whatever, that's your corporate entity. But for, 2 weekends of the year, you are, and they often tap into, well, the Riverhawks are doing the Tree Huggers.
Yes, that's going to be their full
alternate
team.
identity.
Yeah.
Alternate identity for a couple of games this year. It's cool. But
I like
now it's become like a thing, and everyone kind of is expected to do it. And then you sell a lot of stuff.
And you sell it. People buy it. It's just, yes, the River Valley Tree Huggers. That'll be the Riverhawks alternate identity for this season.
Yep.
You can hop on their website and check that out. Pretty cool logo. Kind of like a homemade thing. It's a tree. It's smiling. I like it says River Valley, then Tree Huggers. Tree Huggers is all done in a wood with leaves on it type of thing. Really cool look. Totally going to get one of those caps. They look lights out. So that's going to be the thing. They also have the Indigenous take on their logo, which
Beautiful
was done
logo.
nice. Very nice artwork there. So, it's just, I don't know. You might as well make as many logos and as many colors and variations
if people
on the
are
theme,
buying it, keep doing it.
Keep doing it, baby. Yeah. And again, give me I do have their schedule out in front of me. What are the American teams that come visit Edmonton this year? Because you don't get all of them during a season. But the Marion Berries will be coming to town.
Pardon me?
Yes, that's in July. Bellingham Bells, they frequently visit the Port Angeles lefties. Like, give them all to me. Starting tonight with Wenatchee. I want all of them. Yakima Valley Pippins.
Excuse me?
Yes. They will be in town later in June, mid-June. So that's kind of your American opposition.
You said the Marion Berries.
Yes,
right?
Marion Berries.
Okay, which is a fruit, right? Marion Barry is the former mayor of Washington, D.C., District of Columbia, embroiled in several controversies.
Well,
I'll get to that later.
We have some sign ideas for that series, hey?
Yeah, yes, we do. So when you said Marion Barry, it's Marion Barry, but it caught me there for a moment. Yes.
Oh, I love those delicious double meanings in sports.
Going.
Minor league teams, gotta love it.
He celebrated a political career, but there was some problems.
Well, hey, you get into politics, Dave. It's
well,
bound to happen.
I understand.
You show me a squeaky clean politician, right? And I'll show you.
Understood.
Yeah.
1990 arrest and drug conviction. That's all I'm going to leave it with.
Okay, you can do your own research if you will.
Yes.
Everybody's got the internet.
Yep.
780-218-9999. Your texts are still welcome in the Paris Jewelers inbox. We'll get to a no Rip City step. I don't think the Portland Pickles are coming up this year. But again, that's another one I'd like to see. I know the Riverhawks.
Does John Ryan still own?
I think he is still part of that club.
Pickles.
Get your texts in. Still looking for a Royal Pizza text of the day as we make our way through the next 2 hours of the program. $20 to Royal Pizza is on the line. Let's get to a sports update here with YouTube Trev. It is brought to you by Expedia Cruises. Join YouTube Trev for the best trip of his life. A weekend of Blue Jays baseball in Toronto against the Chicago White Sox, July 17th to 19th. Contact Chelsea LaBelle at Expedia Cruises Northeast Edmonton. To get on the waiting list today, you can call or text 780-970-4834. Chris Johnston on the way after the top of the hour. Play Alberta Early Bird, that's good. And Dave Naylor of the CFL and TSN, all still to come in hour number 2. It is the Nielson Show, brought to you by Weiss Johnson. Dave Jamieson in for Dustin Nielsen, who's got the call tonight, semifinals of the Memorial Cup. Trev's got more on that in the update. Lieutenant Eric here as well. It is the Nielson Show here. Oh, and also 95.7 Cruise FM should let you know. Quick traffic update from Pauline Higgins, and we'll be back after this. Trev, hit it.
Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs put on an absolute clinic on their home court in a dominant performance. The Spurs completely dismantled OKC Thunder 118-91 with the series now tied. A massive winner-take-all Game 7 looms to decide who represents the West in the NBA Finals. Switching to the ice, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final goes down tonight. The Carolina Hurricanes have a golden opportunity to punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup Final to face off against the Golden Knights. The puck drop at 6 o'clock. Major news out of the front office in oil country yesterday as Michael Parcotti has been elevated to Vice President of Analytics and Technology. Meanwhile, a very familiar and local face joins the big club's upper management. Former Edmonton Oil Kings president and GM Kurt Hill has officially been named the Oilers' new assistant general manager. Over in Switzerland, Team Canada cruised into the semifinals after completely blanking the States 4-0 in quarterfinals action. However, the win came with a major blow. The Edmonton Oilers star defenseman Evan Bouchard left the game early after absorbing a scary hit to the head and did not return. Another tournament action. Host nation Switzerland stunned Matthias Ekholm and Team Sweden 3-1, and both Norway and Finland have advanced to the semis. Next up for Canada is a semifinal showdown against Finland tomorrow, with puck drop scheduled for 12. Tonight at 7, the Memorial Cup action resumes as Everett battles Chicoutimi with Dustin Nielsen on the call. And incredibly sad news from the hockey world. 4-time Stanley Cup champion and Conn Smythe Trophy winner Claude Lemieux has passed away at the age of 60. The hockey community mourns the loss of a true legend. On the diamond, the Blue Jays kept their winning momentum alive to kick off a massive AL East series. A dramatic bases-loaded pinch hit walk in the top of the 8th inning pushed the Jays ahead, securing a tight 2-1 victory over the Orioles. Game 2 goes tonight. First pitch at 5:05. And it's a massive night for local sports in Edmonton. The Edmonton Elks wrap up their preseason schedule tonight at 7 against the Calgary Stampeders at Clark Stadium. And the Edmonton Riverhawks launch their regular season tonight at Remax Field against the Wenatchee Apple Sox. First pitch at 7:05. And you can catch all the live coverage right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. The Sports Update is brought to you by Expedia Cruises. Join YouTube Trev for the best trip of his life, a weekend of Blue Jays baseball in Toronto, July 17th to 19th, 2026. Contact Chelsea LaBelle at Expedia Cruises in Northeast Edmonton to join Trev in Toronto. Call or text 780-970-4834.
Party Friday continues here on the Nielson Show. Dave Jamieson in for Dustin Nielson, Lieutenant Eric, and YouTube Trev. You heard there on the Sports Update. The Nielson Show brought to you as always by Weiss Johnston. Check them out today at wjsportstalk.com. Book an estimate, furnace, AC, all that good stuff. If you need a new one or your old one looked at, they'll take care of you out at Weiss Johnston. We'll have your Play Alberta early bird special coming up. Play Alberta, the title sponsor, VST. That's good for the Italian Center and TSN's Dave Naylor on the way. All in hour number 2 here. We are coming to you live as well from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. Go get a Ben Stelter Collector Cup today, $2.99, and help celebrate that while the month of May is still here. 780-218-9999 is the Paris Jewelers inbox. Continue getting your texts in. We're looking for a text of the day. Vaughn's got a good one here. That Marion Barry reference really cracks me up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's I think he's...
I got it.
Yeah, Vaughn, you are in the lead.
Clubhouse leader.
By a nose.
Good sting operation, boy. You don't see those often these days.
No, you love a good sting.
Yes.
Eh? Yeah. But let's get to our first guest of the morning. He joins us every Friday. Chris Johnston, TSN and The Athletic. He's for GS Construction. More than 5 decades, GS Construction has been proud to serve our communities. Once again, they are hiring now. They are looking for experienced top men, pipe layers, and operators. Visit gsconstruction.ca and click on careers to find out more. And he joins us on the Firehouse Subs hotline. Great Friday morning to you, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Yesterday was interesting. We heard Cassidy speak with the Chiclet boys. McCrimmon had his say with TSN as well. Your thoughts on everything said there, and are we really any closer here as Oilers fans to finding out, or if they can ever speak to Cassidy?
I guess we're closer in the sense that each passing day is one day closer to Vegas playing the last game of the playoffs.
Yeah,
and it's only at that point, really, I think we're going to get any clarity 100% one way or another, how the Golden Knights are going to proceed when it comes to Bruce Cassidy. But look, this is going to still be a storyline. I mean, it flared up yesterday with some of the comments that were made. And we got a Stanley Cup Final media day that's going to happen somewhere in the next 3 to 5 days, depending on how things go in the Eastern Conference Final. And I'm sure Kelly McCrimmon will be asked some version of the Cassidy questions again. So, I don't think we're closer to learning, what Vegas is going to do, in the sense that if they've held on this long, they've clearly established the position they feel, is correct, which is they're not going to let them talk or think about letting them talk to other teams until the playoffs are done. And so I guess, if you're the Oilers or the Kings, maybe the Maple Leafs, you just got to wait and see where this ends up.
And we can only comment on, obviously, what we know and what we hear. It was reported last week, Darren Dreger saying they had a 3 to 4 hour, conversation interview with Craig Berube. His name has been mentioned. Obviously, Cassidy's name has been mentioned. Laviolette's has been mentioned briefly. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff going on behind the scenes, but are we still just sitting at that in those three, or have you heard anything else kind of, on the wind?
I think that's where we're at right now. I mean, look, we're still waiting for some clarity with Jared Bednar and the Colorado Avalanche. He's obviously under contract there through next season, but with the way their year ended, I think it's fair to at least wonder if perhaps he'll be available. If not, Cassidy still, I have to believe that some way, shape, or form is going to find a way to work again next season. So I think the Oilers are frankly, they don't have to be in any sort of rush because, it's not as though other teams are snapping up their other potential options at this point. Yeah. I think that they have the luxury of time. And so it makes sense. Look, you talk to Craig Berube, you see maybe if there's a fit with Laviolette, and then you wait and see what else might be out there. I mean, I guess we can't even 100% rule out the possibility John Tortorella becomes available at the end of the Golden Knights run, depending on what happens with this situation. So, obviously with looking for an experienced, accomplished coach as Edmonton is, there really is only so many people that fit that description. And, right now the Oilers don't have the ability to talk to them all. And so I think they just wait it out and see where we land here as we get deeper into June.
And I'm glad you brought up Jared Bednar because we had Luke Gazdic on yesterday, and he brought up not an excuse but a reason in that Colorado was very banged up in this series, but I guess the likelihood of how much you see Colorado maybe potentially moving on from him when all things are said and done here.
It's hard to get a read on it. Chris McFarland, their general manager, is obviously rumored to have interest from Nashville Predators. So, first I almost want to hear what's going to happen with their front office. Is that going to go anywhere? Is he potentially going to take a job? Is it someone else that's making the call on Jared Bednar's future? You look at the results here. The Avalanche have been a top team for a long time. And, prior to this spring, what the knock on them had been is since winning their Stanley Cup is they hadn't won a round. Well, this year they won 2 rounds, won them pretty emphatically. And unfortunately, you lose Cale Makar as an effective player for the first 2 games of the West Final. Obviously, McKinnon gets injured during that series. I mean, I'm not sure if Scotty Bowman in his prime was coaching the Avalanche to a successful run without basically the 2 heartbeat members of their team. So, I don't think they have a coaching issue myself. It would only be a decision made if they felt they've done everything else, right? They traded Rantanen away. Obviously, they've loaded up at numerous deadlines. They brought back Kadri this year and added Nicholas Waugh. I mean, it would only be we've done everything else. What else can we do type of move? But I think they'd be crazy to move on from the guy. We still don't even know who's making that call, and that's the first thing we got to get clarity on, I'd say.
Chris, you hear lots of coaches and players say they've got to limit the opposition in their shots and the quality of their shots. But Carolina is playing what I call anaconda hockey. They are just squeezing the offense out of Montreal. And, Montreal's taken a lot of criticism. Why don't you shoot more? I just don't see opportunity for them to get a lot of shots and good shots.
I think that's fair. I mean, look, we've seen teams be stifled before. I don't think on this stage, like this deep in the playoffs, I can recall it being so one-sided against an opponent. And, it's, 12 shots a game, 13 shots a game. It's crazy. That's a good period for typically teams that get down to the Final Four and have a chance to compete for Stanley Cup. I don't know if the Canadians can find an answer for that, but, it hasn't even been close. I mean, it's close in the sense that 2 of the 4 games in the series went to overtime, 3-2 wins by Carolina. But, if you look at anything, beyond the scoreline, the Hurricanes have dominated them. It's almost like for fans of soccer, it's a bit like total hockey, right? Total football was famous back in the day, but they press you everywhere on the ice. In the first game of the series, Carolina got a little bit too much pressure and led to a bunch of odd man rushes against Montreal, filled the net. But since that point, there's been no space out there, no opportunities really for the Canadians to get going. Their power play, they did have a couple early opportunities in Game 4, and that hurt them. I think that they weren't able to strike there and at least get on the front foot, get a lead, maybe get Carolina into something approaching discomfort, because really this has been as one-sided of a series as you can imagine right now. And Montreal needs a miracle, in my view, to even just get it back to a Game 6.
Chris Johnston joining us from TSN and The Athletic. He is your GS Construction Hockey Insider and analyst this morning on the Firehouse Subs hotline. Canada back on top of the USA, I guess. Not Olympic gold medal, but I mean, they do best them in an international tournament yesterday 4-0. You celebrate the win, but here in Edmonton, I mean, we were doing Hour 3 live when that Bouchard hit came. That was a tough watch.
It was a tough watch. I mean, dirty hit, correctly called on the ice. Lindgren ejected from the game. And, Bouchard, unfortunately, was unavailable for the afternoon. I've tried to get clarity on if there's any chance he'll play this weekend. I don't have that. But given what we saw there, I think it's a long shot and, really tough for Evan, tough for Team Canada, obviously, with them. He's the engine of their blue line. He was, a huge part of a team that's gone undefeated to this stage in the tournament, and just have to hope for his sake that it isn't anything that lingers too long. But, think we're dealing with a head injury there, safe to say. It's unfortunate. I mean, the Worlds is a long tournament and I think it can be a nice way for players to end their season, but obviously no one wants to get hurt going over there and playing at the end of the year.
Chris, the hockey world is grappling with the sudden death of Claude Lemieux. I'm sure you have some distinct memories of him, and he will be known by many for the Chris Draper hit, but I think you'd be glossing over who he was as a player and just how good he was in the biggest moments.
Yeah, I mean, just shock is the sense I still feel around the hockey world with that news yesterday of Claude Lemieux. I mean, the contrast between seeing him holding the torch on Monday night in Montreal and then the news, unfortunately, of his death yesterday is just, it's almost hard to process that. And in talking to some people, I spoke yesterday with Lou Lamoriello, who obviously had him for many years as a GM in New Jersey. Spoke with Brendan Shanahan last night. One thing Brendan said is that as much as Claude had that reputation on the ice for it was well earned, a lot of plays that crossed the line and he would do anything to win. He said off the ice, he called him a big softie. He told me, he was a guy that was quick to cry, was a great friend, a very sensitive man behind the scenes. And so I think that there's the people that knew Claude, remember maybe a little different than the average hockey fan. I'm guessing he was a villain if you cheered for anyone other than the Canadians or the Devils or the Avalanche in his prime or some of the other teams he played for. He was an easy guy to cheer against, but he was well loved inside the hockey community. Spent a long time as an agent here in recent years, represented a number of clients, right up until this week. I mean, it's hard to make sense of the fact he died by suicide. I mean, who could know what's going through anyone's mind, obviously, in those circumstances, but, he negotiated a contract for a player this week. It's going to take some time, I think, to process this, but, the memory you have is someone who really, touched a lot of people in a positive way as a teammate, as an agent and advocator for players the last 15 or so years. And then, obviously those that knew him well, you can't hear a bad word about a guy who was as competitive, as accomplished as you could hope to be as a professional hockey player.
Well said, Chris. We'll leave it there. You go forth, enjoy tonight. And, again, you did tweet out the Stanley Cup potential schedule. So when we talk to you next, maybe we'll be discussing the Cup finals, I guess.
Yeah, I'll be in one of those cities. We just depends where we are next Friday. It could be Vegas. It could be Raleigh. I guess it could still be Montreal if the Canadians have some kind of miracle run in them. We'll have to see what plays out.
Just, I guess, quickly, too, assuming, if Carolina does get it done tonight, you're looking at, and we won't talk to you until next Friday. So if it is a Carolina-Vegas, Stanley Cup matchup, where are you kind of leaning on that one early on?
Honestly, Carolina is where my gut is. I mean, just seeing how dominant they've been. They're 11-1 at this stage of the playoffs. We talked about the shot differential and how little they're giving up. My early take would be that Carolina, among the teams left, would be my favorite to win the Cup. So just have to see what goes next, though.
Love it. And I appreciate the total football drop as well. Didn't fall on deaf ears here. So
we caught you.
Enjoy the weekend, man.
That's good. Good to see you guys.
Take care.
Chris Johnston, TSN and The Athletic. He is your GS Construction Hockey Insider and Analyst this morning. If you're looking for work, they need you. Experienced topmen, pipe layers, and operators. You can go to gsconstruction.ca. You click on careers, and you will find out more and perhaps get a job for yourself there. And he joins us, as always, on the Firehouse Subs hotline. 15 Firehouse Subs locations in and around Edmonton. Easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs, hot, hearty, and made to satisfy. 780-218-9999 is the Paris Jewelers inbox. Have your say on what Chris said. If you'd like Again, text of the day still up for grabs. I do like Chris Dixon's Menage a Trade week, though. I think I'm going to put that into the hopper for text of the day, discussing a potential of three-way deals next week with YouTube Trev.
No, I like that. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Yep.
You ever been in a?
No, that's fine. Let's park it right there, shall we?
Well, that's for the hangout. That's more of a fireside chat.
Yeah, that is more a hangout thing.
Yeah. Play Alberta Early Bird. Let's get to that right now. Play Alberta, the title sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. You can go to playalberta.ca or download the app. Make it easy for yourself as well. And if you are placing a wager, a sprinkle, if you will, a prop. Oh,
little pinch.
See, the alarm's going. I have to text Dave Naylor right now.
Sure do. Get on that.
Glad I set the alarm. Win gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed. Visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense. Okay, back to the ice tonight. Habs looking to stay alive down in Carolina. Canadiens and Hurricanes tonight, with Carolina leading 3-1. Trev, what is your sense here in terms of a player prop tonight? Who do you like? Where would you go tonight if you're putting a sprinkle down?
I don't know. Do you boys think Montreal can win? Or is this done?
No.
Is this done?
No, succinctly, no.
Yeah,
I don't believe so.
No, I don't want to spoil it. Spoilers, but.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm going to go off the board here. Like for me, like I kind of just, the first player that comes to mind. I don't like to overthink it. I just, what player? I look at the roster and the first player that really sticks out. So today, I'm going to look at the Carolina Hurricanes, Jacob Slavin. Let's go with I'm going with a goal. Jacob Slavin goal.
Slaves.
I like it.
Jacob Slavin goal, you heard there. Get it now on Play Alberta. You can go to playalberta.ca for more, or click on the or download the app and make it easy for yourself there as well. I'm just going over some EST specials. You click the sports banner at the top, EST specials on the left-hand side. A couple of nice ones here. Dave, what are your thoughts on this one?
Go.
Justin Rankin, most outstanding player, plus 5,000 right now.
The mop. Most outstanding player.
We
CFL.
like him. He's a great running back. He can run. He can catch.
Oh, yeah, he can do it all.
The mop.
That's a high bar. Not that he's not capable of being in the conversation.
Conversation, yes.
We like to say in the conversation in sports talk.
Plus 5,000, though. That might drop a little something on there.
Okay. Just a little. Just a pinch.
You got Rankin to the moons. Justin Rankin over 875.5 rushing yards. So you're looking to get over like 875 rushing yards on the season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can get that at minus 110. Jay's play of the day, Charles Schwab challenge to go to a playoff, boosted for plus 341. So you can even look at that.
Promise I'll lock in on the Charles Schwab.
You said you didn't want to get to the Chuck Schwab challenge, and here we are, and we're loving it.
I'll entertain it.
Yeah, why not? So you can get those EST specials right now. You click on sports at the top of the page, playalberta.ca, EST specials on the left-hand side, and get involved in any of these special bets that we've cooked up. Lock Shop today, a programming alert. I will be alongside Matthew Iwanek on this very desk.
Lock Shoppy.
11 to noon here on the Lock Shop, so I look forward to that. Always fun sharing a desk. Not sharing a mic, but you know what I mean.
I don't know how much fun it is. I did it for 9.5 years.
That's why I look to you and get your
toil.
thoughts.
It's toil.
Hey, but at least he's not looking through me 2 panes of glass and kind of. What did he do?
Dead eyes.
What did he do? What was that one story? The one time where you had a guest on or something happened, and you looked to him as you do when you're hosting and there's a producer there, like Trevor here is, and if something happens, we look to them as like help now. We need you to help. We need you to do something. And what was it? It was
wasn't the Taylor Hall trade, was it?
Could have been. I think there were more than one incident, obviously.
I'm sure. Well, you do a show that long with someone, there are incidents. I mean, the Taylor Hall trade, we're on the air. I'm interviewing somebody. It was the summer. I mean, off-season. What off-season? So we scheduled a guy to talk about, some piecey, long-form journalism piece about John Kruk. He's been arrested or whatever. And we're just filling time, man. It's a Thursday or Friday, whatever it is. Blistering hot outside. We're not in the ready position for Taylor Hall for Adam Larson. And I'm 2 questions into this interview. The guy was very nice, very engaging, locked in on the interview. And then Iwanek starts giving me the old like waving and then giving me the gotta
Slicing
end
the-
it.
yeah.
End this conversation now. We got to trade. And he's yelling in my ear, Taylor Hall's been traded, you know? And so I had to
But
say
you
to
then
the guy,
proceeded. Oh, okay.
No,
yeah.
no. I said, with
Tell
all
me
due
more.
respect, John, we've had big news here in Edmonton. The star player for the Oilers has been traded. He goes, I totally understand. Let's see if we can hook up again and continue this chat. It was very nice.
Yeah.
And then off we went. And
He
you know,
understood the
and
moment.
get this, we opened the phones.
Well, I know you've been toying with the idea this week. Maybe today is
Trevor's
the day, hey?
frightened at the idea of a full phone board.
No,
Oh, God.
I've never. That's new for me.
Oh, it would be new for
So
Knowing all the names, who's on two? We got Greg, and then you go to Mike.
John,
and then you
go.
And then you're answering, hey, who's this? This is Frank. Okay,
You're up
Frank on
next.
3. Who's on 2? What's on what? Yeah. It was quite the scene, baby. And then you also got to be riding that dump button because a lot of people have a foul mouth and they tend to go off, and you got to make sure that they don't say
Gotta
anything
lock out.
naughty on air. But
I'd be bad at that.
it's
I would
coming
be.
at you fast from Pincher Creek.
Yeah.
quite a speedball.
I always feel bad when listening on radio and they have a caller in and they're talking. Okay, I gotta cut you off there, and then I always feel so bad for the person.
Oh no,
I'm just
no.
Gosh.
Let me-
Like that's why, like if they're going on a rant and we need to hit a break or something like that, like I have a hard time cutting people off.
Oh.
I just let it go.
Have you ever called in though?
No,
As a fan?
No.
You should. It's fun. I still do. But the thing is, like, you call in, you don't go straight to air. You are waiting. You have time to formulate a thought. I mean, you're calling, you probably already have one. Right. You don't just call and you're like, oh, what am I going to... But you're sitting there and you're waiting. So and maybe the waiting is the hardest part. Then you overthink it.
What does Jim
Yeah.
Jim Rome always says? Have a take, don't suck.
Yes.
So come on, ready to talk. Don't ask me how I'm doing. My rule number 1: don't ask how I'm doing tonight. Hey, Dave, how are you tonight?
How are you doing?
I'm fine. What is your point? Why are you here?
I like when they ask how you're doing and then the host completely ignores it and says, what do you want? And then they kind of... Oh, well, I thought we would kind of
didn't want
strike.
to
I
engage.
thought,
We're not
I thought we could
friends.
become friends.
No,
I thought this might lead to a friendship. I'd call you, you'd call me back.
I'm
we'd
allowing
do
you
lunch.
to come on our show.
Yes.
What
Hit it.
would you like to do? Go.
There was that Sabres fan. Was it the round at the Habs? I don't know. It was either first round or second round. But did you hear that Sabres guy call into Rome? And this was perfect. He started. It was a slow build.
Yes.
And I can't remember how. I'm not even going to paraphrase it. But he just talked about the Sabres and you better start believing. Blah blah blah. We're here. We're on the block. And you could feel it building. And you're watching Rome, and he was because you could, and it was building and building, and he hit it, and it was just a solid call, solid take, if you will.
Yes.
God, I wish.
Well, there's an art. There's an art to it.
For every, I mean, we had one out of every, I'd say like 20 that was like actually worth it. I mean, no offense. I mean, if any of you listening did call back in the old, I mean, that's great. We're not grading you here, but I mean, most of it was trash.
Yes.
And most listeners, and whenever we did open the phones, everybody's like, this sucks. And now everybody wants to do it again. They're suckers for punishment.
When you have it, you don't want it, and then when it goes away, you go, God, I missed that.
Again.
Yes.
No, yeah. No open lines today, unfortunately. But maybe.
Put that in the budget.
Well, I take the cans in here. That's my duty. I take in the recyclables. I take the cans to the can man. Usually get a crisp $5. I put it on Iwanik's desk. He puts it into the slush fund. So maybe with that money that we've been collecting by Zach drinking lots of pop,
yes,
we buy one of the board, a phone. We light them up and we can have open line time.
Put it in the capital budget.
I would say during the hangout this morning with Matthew Iwanik, people text that in, get that in, and plant the seed of the idea, and we could get open lines sooner than you might think.
And I'm cracking.
780-218-9999. Bring back Charlie Huddy. Yes, the Godfather. That is, of course, one of the more famous callers there over the years at 1260. That was a hell of it. That it was all gold.
That's a Jim Rome-esque kind of call.
We knew it as it was happening. Dusty and I were staring at each other in our eyes. We're like, this is it.
That's what we need now, Charlie Huddy. A very good coach, like a player.
You could play that we played it the other day. It hasn't aged. Given the current state of
that's
all of the same things he brought up then are still true today.
That's what we call an evergreen.
It was an evergreen call, an evergreen take. Assemble Kevin Lowe. Yeah, exactly. Who is doing Dusty's chore while he's gone? Well, nobody really.
We'll talk about
It hasn't
that
really
off air.
dictated. I mean, Dave, when you come in, you do all the chores, really. I mean,
Ran the dishwasher
yeah.
yesterday. By the way, a tip, guys, you wouldn't know it too, but use the 40-minute cycle with the dishwasher. You don't need 2.5 hours.
I was a dishwasher for 2 years, Jamo.
Well, as was I.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So, see?
Cool. Let's go.
Unite.
Yeah. No, you don't need 2 hours. 40 minutes is just plenty.
But that is the setting. The first setting is 2.5 hours. You don't need that.
No, that's ridiculous.
40 should do you.
It's a waste.
And Dusty's chore is dusting.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he gets to it. I mean, we all got to it like
Please.
twice.
See this, Dave?
Yes.
I can write my name.
Yeah, that is really dusty.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Well.
Hampton Steve, question for your conversation with Naylor. With the Zone getting the Saturday night games, would it be safe to assume that more often than not during the upcoming 6 years, the Labor Day rematch will be a DAZN exclusive game? Okay, well, that's a good question. I mean, scheduling and all that, obviously the whole schedule will be moved a bit. We won't be, I mean, there'll still be Labor Day, obviously, on the schedule, but okay. Well, we'll patch that one up.
And I'll say this in advance. We'll still ask the question. It's very early to be asking that sort of granular stuff.
Yes.
On, so is Adnan Virk going to host the DAZN game? They won't know that yet.
Well, not necessarily names, but I do want the answer of will it be like an American crew or
will it be uniquely theirs, not just, batched on or, attached to TSN, like an offshoot.
I still told you yesterday, Matty Devlin did one game. And I think it was in Montreal, voice of the Raptors, right? Yes. And he killed it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, again, he was pinch hitting. And that was great. But, he was great.
Jamie Campbell did a game years ago.
When they Sportsnet?
Yes.
Rob Falls?
Yes.
Yeah. 780-218-9999 is where you can get your text in. Still looking for a text today. We got a couple of humdingers, though, and your chance to $20 to Royal Pizza remains up for grabs. Okay, let's get to a sports update here. We'll be back with a little that's good for the Italian Center, going over the Riverhawks and the Elks, both in action tonight right here in Edmonton. A great Friday of local sports here and a hell of a day. Shaping up right now weather-wise, but we'll have more on that coming up next. Dave Naylor of the CFL and TSN also joining us before Hour 2 is up. Remember, if you're gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed. Visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your GameSense. GameSense, a sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour. Trev's got a sports update. It is for the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, who will be at both games tonight at the same time.
Really?
Park Mazda, your dealer flight. Well, it's AI.
Teleporting.
He just uses AI.
Right, the old AI.
If you're listening on 95.7 Cruise FM, we'll get to a traffic update from the always sunny Pauline Higgins and iHeart TuneIn Radio app and YouTube. We'll have a sports update here with Trev. He's got it. It's Dave Jamieson in for Dustin Nielsen. Lieutenant Eric coming to you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. It's the Nielsen Show, brought to you by Weiss Johnson.
The San Antonio Spurs put on a masterclass at home, completely overwhelming the OKC Thunder in a 118-91 blowout. It all comes down to a high-stakes winner-take-all Game 7 to determine who punches their ticket to the NBA Finals. Game 7 tomorrow at 6. Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final takes center stage tonight. The Carolina Hurricanes are just one win away from locking in their spot in the Stanley Cup Final for a heavyweight clash against the Vegas Golden Knights. Puck drop is set for 6 o'clock. In major front office news in oil country, the Edmonton Oilers have promoted Michael Parcotti to Vice President of Analytics and Technology. Meanwhile, the former Edmonton Oil Kings president and GM Kurt Hill has officially been named the Oilers' new assistant general manager. Over in Switzerland, Team Canada put on a clinic, blanking the United States 4-0 to coast into the semifinals. However, the victory came with a loss as Oilers star blue liner Evan Bouchard left the game early after taking a hard hit to the head. He did not return. Elsewhere in tournament action, Switzerland pulled off a stunning 3-1 upset over Matthias Ekholm and Team Sweden. Both Norway and Finland have punched their ticket to the Final Four. Canada will battle Finland in a marquee semi-final matchup tomorrow at 12. CHL action resumes tonight at 7 as the Memorial Cup heating up with Everett going head-to-head against Chicoutimi with Dustin Nielsen on the call. And the hockey community is also mourning a devastating loss yesterday. 4-time Stanley Cup champion and Conn Smythe winner Claude Lemieux has passed away at the age of 60. On the diamond, the Toronto Blue Jays opened up a crucial AL East showdown by keeping their hot streak alive. A dramatic bases-loaded pinch-hit walk in the top of the 8th inning secured a gritty 2-1 win over the Orioles. Game 2 of that series gets underway tonight at 5:05, and it's a massive night for local sports right here in Edmonton. The Elks wrap up their exhibition schedule tonight at 7 when they host the Calgary Stampeders at Clark Stadium, and the Edmonton Riverhawks kick off their regular season at Remax Field against the Wenatchee Apple Sox. First pitch flies at 7:05, and you can catch every single play live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. The Sports Update is brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, your dealer for life.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button. Thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as newborn 8-pound, 6-ounce Mitch Lewicki. You can picture grown-up Mitch, or teenage Mitch, or bearded Mitch, or whoever you want.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Dance Party Friday continues here. Hour 2 of the Nielson Show trucking on, brought to you by Weiss Johnston. Check them out today. WJSportsTalk.com. AC furnace needs, new one. Looked at your current one. They'll do it. They're the team for you. WJSportsTalk.com. Book an estimate today. Dave Jamieson in for Dustin Nielsen, who's got the call tonight. Memorial Cup semifinals from Kelowna, Everett, and Chicoutimi. The winner advances to take on the undefeated Kitchener Rangers in Sunday's final. Lieutenant Eric here with you as well, and YouTube Trev behind the scenes, keeping everything locked down. On the way this hour, Dave Naylor of the CFL on TSN will be by. He's been putting in the work over the last 36 hours and change, or whatever it is, 24. It's the CFL broadcasting deal. Obviously, that's the hit of the week here in the CFL. Preseason wraps up tonight. Elks and Stamps. Actually, it's a full slate in the CFL. All the preseason action going down later tonight around the league. But we'll get Dave's thoughts on the broadcast deal, and of course, any questions you have for him. Maybe not too in depth as the last one from Hampton Steve in terms of the details and the scheduling and all that, but just what this means moving forward. Of course, we heard the term 6 years. That's good. You want a good. This isn't a short-term thing where you got to be dealing with this again soon, but 6 years. You kind of got to assume, and this leads into the rule changes he made as well, that there is a grand plan behind all of this. These aren't just decisions made one at a time in their own little chamber. This is all part of something bigger, and as we talked yesterday, could lead to expansion, really.
Well, and it will beg the question, either you or I will ask this, or Dave will bring it up, which is, did those changes that were announced, did they were they as a result of the ongoing negotiations that I'm sure had been talking for months and months, were they part of those conversations where Bell, DAZN, anyone else who was in those things say, yeah, we'd like all of this, we'll commit, but we'd like to see some changes?
Yeah, the back and forth and where they settle on the ultimate decision. Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, you can check us out. Welcome back, everyone listening on 95.7 Cruise FM. YouTube is humming along as well. Give us the thumbs up today. Like the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. YouTube Trev's Trade of the Day. 28% say yes in the McDavid for Matthews, Nyes, and a 26th first overall pick. So I think you hit the high watermark yesterday, right? Like that was the one. You're not feeling it.
Yeah. 26, hey? Yeah, I don't really understand that. I'd be through the roof if the Oilers could get that, to be honest. But
would you though?
Yeah.
Like, but you'd be sad that 97
I'd be sad,
was leaving.
but I guarantee you the return if McDavid does leave and he says, "Hey, like warning, I'm probably not going to resign here," and the Oilers, are forced to trade him, the return won't be even close to that. So just brace yourself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, totally. That's word of warning here. That's the exercise we're doing. Let's get to we are coming to you live as well from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. Check out Popeyes today. But right now, a little, that's good for the Italian Center shop. I popped, that's what you do. I went into Wayne's yesterday to get those CFL cards. And of course, Daddy needed a bite. Wife was at a work event last night. So I said, I'm on my own for supper. I probably need something for lunch. So what did I do? Popped into the Italian Center right there. They had the panino sandwiches, picked up a mild. Boom, bam, I'm out of there. Had half the mild for lunch, cold.
Yeah.
And then for supper, I put the other half in the microwave, cut the half in half, just heated it for 30 seconds, get a little soft. Beautiful. Oof. That was my day. That's what I consumed yesterday. An Italian Center panino. That's it.
God, that's living.
Watching the calories, eh? Yeah. A couple beer.
Well, and then the confrontation with the dog, that would have shed a couple of calories. Come on now.
That was wild. Check out the Italian Center today. Once again, the paninos, the heat and serve meals, the deli, the bakery, the produce section, all of it's going down at the Italian Center shop. Good, fresh, and local there. But again, once again, a nod to what's going on tonight here in Edmonton. Of course, the Oilers coaching search continues, all of that stuff, front office, hockey ops. Blah, blah, blah. But we've actually got sports going on tonight. Regular season action for your Edmonton Riverhawks. Great baseball. We all know the fun down at RE/MAX that the Riverhawks have provided us over the years. But it does help, too. We all love a winner. And the Riverhawks have been competitive now over the years. Players know now. They know, Dave, that this is a place where you can play in front of however many thousand fields. Yes. You've seen some of the others. Stadiums, I guess, if we want to call that. I use that term loosely around the West Coast League. Nothing compares to RE/MAX. The players know it now. Word's gotten out. They're getting elite talent up here. So again, you go for the theme nights. You go for the fun. You go for the social media. You want to put a little snap of yourself there at the game, enjoying whatever it is, a hot dog or whatever. But it is good baseball now as well with great players. So Edmonton Riverhawks tonight, Wenatchee Apple Sox, 7:05 down at RE/MAX. Of course, if you can't make it out to the home opener tonight, we will have a full Riverhawks broadcast schedule, which you can view up at edmontonsportstalk.com all throughout the season. EST is your place to catch Riverhawks games live on the radio. Baseball on the radio, Dave. Nothing compares to that.
Better.
So yeah, love it. Riverhawks tonight. Won't be making it down tonight, but I will be. I do love the wife and I.
When is the kids game? When is the kids game?
The afternoon is what you're saying. Hold that thought, Dave. I will pull up the schedule right now for you because I know that hits us in a certain fashion and manner here. Yes, here it is. Wednesday, June 10th. The Edmonton Riverhawks will welcome in the Victoria Harbour Cats. First pitch, 11:05. Okay. That will be the one that we circle on the calendars, eh? Hey, what are you doing? There may be. Hey. You want to go and we'll score the game too.
Oh, hand scoring. Yeah. No tablets.
Yeah. So get down if you can. Check out the Riverhawks. If you can't, check them out here on EST. And, of course, the Elks. Night at the Knothole tonight. We've been talking about this. Clark Stadium tonight. They're taking it back. Night at the Knothole. Elks Stamps. It's a Battle of Alberta, albeit preseason, but they all count when it comes to rivalry games. Get down there as the Elks wrap up their preseason schedule tonight. Clark Stadium should be a cracker of a game and a hell of an atmosphere. So that is your that's good. Nice to see some. I mean, of course, the Stingers are already underway, but now you've got everything else going on here. Should be a fantastic summer, and with no Stanley Cup pursuit chase that bleeds into these seasons.
And we are tailgating tonight at Clark.
Tailgating is live as well down there. So I know Dave in Section T has already extended the invite. You'll get the food, the drink, the atmosphere. Some would say carnival-like. But on that note, with the CFL discussion, we bring in our next guest this morning. It is Dave Naylor of the CFL and TSN. He joins us on the Firehouse Subs hotline. Dave, thanks so much for taking the time to join us this morning. Dave Jamieson in for Dustin Nielson. Lieutenant Eric, you were doing the rounds. You were a busy bee yesterday. It all started with the article up at tsn.ca. We came in to do the show yesterday morning. It was great content just to kind of lead off and kick off the day. But the new broadcast deal, CFL, of course, sticking with Bell Media and TSN. You've also got now DAZN as a player in the game and YouTube. Just overall thoughts on everything from yesterday in the announcement with all of these players involved.
Well, I think Stuart Johnston made good on his promise to sort of maximize revenue, but not prioritize revenue above all else. And, I think they understand that they kind of lean into the future of media, which is, having a YouTube component that I don't fully understand the extent of that, but there's going to be some live content on that. There's going to be preseason games on that. Of course, you've got Bell Media with its platforms, including CTV and Crave, and then you've got a global streaming partner, which is the most significant global streaming partner in the world, and they're going to do a game domestically per week. And the ultimate, if the reported figures are correct, and I have no reason to think they're not, I mean, you're talking about a substantial increase, to the bottom line of CFL teams. I mean, the league going from getting a check for about $50 million a year to, between 83 and 84. And you start to, measure the ramifications of that on the salary cap and just on the business, on expansion possibilities. I mean, it's not a secret what Stuart Johnston was hired for. He was hired to improve the bottom line of these teams. And he was hired with a mandate, unlike any commissioner that I've covered, which was status quo is not an option. There's no sacred cows. Do what you need to do to maximize and improve the business model for this team, this league. And so, overall, I think it's a very positive thing. I really do. I mean, I know from a TSN perspective, we're overjoyed. I mean, Thursday and Friday night footballs are our priorities. Even though we give up a couple of playoff games, we actually come away with 2 more playoff games than we have before because of the expanded format. We're exclusive on the Grey Cup. It's a great deal for TSN, and certainly from a revenue perspective, from the league's side, it's a great deal for the league.
Dave, were some of the changes that Stuart Johnston announced previously before the broadcast agreement, were they part of what went into the ultimate announcement we saw yesterday, and where I'm going, some of the timing.
Let me close my office door. Let me close my office door because there's a dog barking up there. Okay. He never barks. Like once a month, he will bark at something.
He's excited about this deal.
But yeah, he's excited about the deal. But of course, it's more like I'm on a podcast. So he's like, this is the one time a month I'm going to bark. Let me just close the door here.
Oh, look, a little action shot.
There you go.
I like that.
All right. The interconnectedness of the ideas. I think that's one thing that I keep repeating this about Stuart Johnston. Don't judge his moves or his decisions in isolation. Right. I think there's an interconnectedness to all of them. And I think I'll go back to, the rule changes, which again, I think was guided to, I've seen a lot of stuff out there, and I'll have to be, a year from now, I'll be saying this a lot. The goal of the league in changing the rules was not to increase scoring. Okay. That has never been it. I see it all over message boards saying, well, they're going to increase. No, stop right now. The goal was to improve the ratio of touchdowns to field goals. That was the goal, okay? A too high a percentage, or the league feels that too high a percentage of scoring comes via field goals. They want more from touchdowns. You know why? Because field goals don't make great highlights unless they come from 63 yards away.
Correct.
That's why they want touchdowns more over field goals. So, that makes the league, I think, more appealing television-wise, is just, seeing that, streamlining the product, so the games aren't extended without the play clock being consistent. Those are all things that I think played into kind of improving the television property. Even a small rule change, I'll give you this is one that would flown under the radar of most people. There was a rule change this offseason that if the team is leading the game with the ball, less than 40 seconds remaining, and the defense has no timeouts. You can just end the game, right? You don't have to kneel it out anymore. Oh. Why would that be a rule change that anybody would want? Well, what happens in those kneel outs in the final 40 seconds of a game? Pushing, shoving, guy pokes somebody in the eye, flags. You get 2 or 3 minutes of garbage television.
Right.
For when the game is over. Yeah. Right. And then you get some supplementary discipline, and maybe a good player is not playing next week. So it's a small thing, but that was done to improve the television property. So when the game is over, you're gone. You're gone to the next game or whatever. So yeah, there's an interconnectedness, and that's just a small example. Obviously, the more dramatic changes illustrate that more broadly, and certainly the playoff format. I mean, I saw the playoff format. I wrote a column saying, look, I don't really think this is a better format. I don't. And I don't think that most of the people in the league office probably think that, in isolation, this is a better playoff format than what we have. Maybe they do. I don't know. But I think objectively it's not. But it was engineered to drive revenue. And when you only got a 9-team league, and look, there's all kinds of things that people have thrown at the wall in this league to try to grow revenue, global players. And a lot of them don't result in any more revenue.
Correct.
This one did, okay? Whether you like it or not, it accomplished the goal, which was to increase revenue for the league. And I say, God knows there have been enough ideas tried that didn't result in that. So yeah, I do. I absolutely. When I saw the playoff format, I knew exactly what that was about. And now I think you even see it kind of bleed into the next idea, because what's the buzz that people are starting to talk about a little bit now? Expansion. 10th team. Well, what are the things that kind of lead us to that direction? Well, one, I think we think an 8 out of 9 playoff format long-term is probably not like a great idea. If you had to do that for a short way, I know there's a play-in element to it, but more teams, it really behooves more teams. And the other one is you just improve the bottom line for every CFL team. So if I'm a prospective owner who's interested in getting involved in this league, and all of a sudden, the books just improved. And that's the gateway to ownership, right? You have to look at the books and say, yeah, I like what I see. So, yeah, I think all of that, one idea bleeds into the next, and this announcement, I think, could bleed into another.
And excuse me if I'm out of bounds with this one, and maybe this hasn't been covered, but of course, Dustin Nielson, who usually hosts this show, does calls for TSN, CFL and TSN. We were kind of debating here in your office yesterday about the broadcasting of the game. Of course, we all know you guys are on TSN. That's fine. What have you heard, or how do you think this goes in terms of DAZN's package for the Saturday night and the 2 playoff games? Not so much the YouTube, but are we going to see like an American-style broadcast group? Is it going to be? I'm not looking for names, but do you know what kind of route that might take for people listening and viewing?
I don't, other than the fact that it sounds like they're going to have their own personalities, their own crew. It's not going to be, the TSN crew moves over to DAZN on Saturdays. Okay. I saw that from my understanding, which, again, I think that's the way every other league is, right? Yeah. You've got multiple rights holders, and you get the perspective of one broadcast team on one day, and you get the perspective of another broadcast team on another. I certainly understand why, from the league's perspective, they wanted to diversify the stakeholders of their media rights. And I certainly understand why they felt it was important to have a streaming partner. And, look, I don't really know that much about DAZN, but sometimes when the CFL follows a trend or gets involved with something that other leagues are doing, they end up getting sort of the dime store version of it.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're late. They're late.
Dave Jamieson is, and so I'll give you an example. Okay. Do you remember when everybody was getting an official betting partner, right? Mm-hmm. And the CFL came out with Bet Regal, which I had never heard of, right? Right. I don't believe they ever actually got licensed in Ontario. I don't want to besmirch them here, but I don't think they exist anymore. But so I don't know if I can. But they never. I don't think they ever became a licensed entity. They're best known among people I know for hanging a full yardage prop on a couple of games. One with Zach Caleros playing, and one with Bo Levi Mitchell, where the coaches had announced they were only playing a half. I have some friends that retired on those props. Like, seriously, Dave Jamieson comes out and says, hey, Bo's only playing a half, and Bet Regal hung a number like 423 for his passing yards. Like, I got friends that don't have to work anymore off of that one.
Would have been a hell of a
Anyway.
half.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
tremendous.
quite something. Anyway,
Is there anything? I know it didn't come in the announcement yesterday, and the league and Genius Sports. Like, where does that stand now?
I will get to that in just a second.
Okay.
So my point is that when they came out with a global streaming partner, I don't. This is not an endorsement of DAZN. I don't know that much about it, but I was glad it was a name I recognized.
Yeah,
that it wasn't some emerging streaming dime store version of a global streaming partner. That this is one that they're the exclusive international rights holder of the National Football League, of NCAA football. That's who you want to get in bed with, I would think, if you're the Canadian Football League, not the Bet Regals of streaming. But back to Genius Sports. It's funny, it's been all quiet on that front, hasn't it?
Yes.
Since Stuart Johnston took I don't know, but I think the fact that you have not heard Genius Sports come out of Stuart's mouth, I don't know if I've ever heard it, in what now, 14 months as commissioner would tell you that it is maybe not as much of a priority as it was under the previous. And I don't know, there's a business component to that deal.
Yes.
That was where Genius became an actual stakeholder in the league in exchange for its services, basically. They became sort of a 10th stakeholder, almost like a 10th franchise. I don't know where that deal sits right now. But you've actually tweaked me to follow up on that because, Genius Sports, which was kind of all the rage not that long ago in the Canadian Football League, doesn't seem to be getting a lot of press from the podium.
TSN's Dave Naylor joining us here on the CFL. I wanted to get to this, too, and another thing that we're very proud of here. I take part in a 4-man CFL fantasy. We celebrated our 10-year anniversary yesterday. Matthew Iwanek runs that. Pen, paper, spreadsheets, the whole bit. Humble brag, I am the defending champion. The Birmingham Barracudas will be the title holder heading into the 11th campaign this season. But season-long fantasy, I think that's another thing that speaks to, they had the weekly one with the monetary values. That was cute and all, but I think season long, you get to draft, you get to, bring friends if you want into the game, have a league, do all that stuff that the NFL has been doing and has really, grown it with a segment of people who would not be so interested in games or players or whatnot. Now they know them. Now they love them because they're theirs. So just your thoughts on the season long fantasy and have you yet joined a team, drafted and, constructed your own league, I guess, with some of your coworkers?
So on season-long fantasy and anything kind of in that space, and that specifically, I think it's part of chipping away at what I think, and I think the commissioner probably would agree, and others, is the single greatest challenge this league faces, and that's the demographic, right? Yep. That I still look at the crowd at the Grey Cup. Look into the stands at a CFL game, depending on where you are. It's not the same all over the league, but you can certainly see the demographic challenge. And that is that basically for every fan who ages out and can't come to your games anymore, you need to add one, I do a lot of just randomly talking to young people kind of about the CFL sometimes. So I have a pretty good sense, at least, especially in the GTA, of how challenging that can be. So anything like season-long fantasy that engages people, gives them another way to play the game, another way to sort of reason to learn the players and appreciate all of that. Yeah. I think is very strong. The second half of your question, sorry, it just slipped my mind.
Well, what's your team?
Oh, if I got a team,
have you gotten
okay,
it?
That's right. So I have not become a fan. I was a fantasy sports guy for a long time. Yeah. I was like a rotisserie league baseball nut going back to the 80s. I was in a league for like 30 years.
Wow.
And then I finally got out of it about 5-6 years ago. And I just kind of washed my hands of all fantasy sports. Now, somebody got me into an NFL fantasy league last year, which was my sort of toe in the water back on fantasy sports. Okay. The reason I don't do it, honestly, guys, is I get pulled in a lot of different directions in my job. And I love that. I love the fact that I don't just do one thing, that it's like, I got to go there, I got to go there, I got to do this, I got to get that done, I got to call that person, blah, blah, blah. Not good for missing deadlines on getting fantasy rosters.
Yeah.
I tend to frustrate people when I get into fantasy. Hey, buddy, set your roster. Oh, dude, so I'll see. I'm non-committal on this one, but I probably should try.
And just a quickie before we let you go, you did report yesterday, big news, but you're not surprised by Ryan Dinwiddie going with Jake Mayer as the Red Blacks starting quarterback, already anointed. Just quick thoughts on that one as well.
Yeah, maybe we're a bit asleep on this one, right? Because, it sounded, and I talked to Sean Burke, the general manager in Ottawa the other day, and he said, well, we structured the contract such that by the time, you measured the money that was paid out ahead of the league and what they had each remaining on their deals, Ryan had complete freedom to make whatever choice because, as much as, there could be competition at training camp, a lot of times it's stacked competition because there are real cap implications of starting one guy over another based on where the contracts are, and it affects the rest of your roster. In this case, they engineered the contracts in such a way that wasn't going to be an issue. So Ryan could make a free choice. I think, I said this on the broadcast, the halftime Argo Ticat last week. We started looking at it. I'm going, holy smokes. It's not like this is a case where one guy's 32 and one's 27. They both just turned 29.
Yeah.
The guy who has more starting experience, Jake Mayer. The guy who's thrown twice as many passes as the other guy, Jake Mayer. The guy who's been healthier throughout his career, Jake Mayer. It really, I think I'll throw myself in this, maybe a little bit of sleep about that we should have viewed this as more of a competition right from the way that we're go, because it appears the Red Blacks do. And there's even I was looking for connections between Jake Mayer and Ryan Dinwiddie, because a lot of people think they overlapped in Calgary and they didn't, but they did have the same college coach. Dan Hawkins was the coach at Boise State when Dinwiddie was a player there in the early 2000s, and he was the coach at UC Davis when Jake Mayer was there in the sort of late teens. So, there's just kind of for whatever that's worth, a connection. But I think this was a pretty, I got the first sort of whisper in my ear about this one probably 2 weeks ago. And it's interesting because the same agent represents both guys. And of course, my first call that day was to the agent and said, hey, you got both guys. What do you know about the competition? And he didn't know anything at that time. Like he just said, hey, I don't know anything that's different. Drew's the number one and Jake's there competing. But that was, like I say, maybe about 2 weeks ago. And then from that point on, I just kept hearing. And then, I think when the depth chart came out with Jake as number one for the home playoff game after Drew Brown hadn't played the next day, they weren't fooling anybody by that point. So that's where they kind of ripped the Band-Aid off. And my big question now is, why did Drew Brown, how's Drew Brown going to respond to this?
Right.
Why did he go to Ottawa
to
be the number one?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. If he was going to be a number two, he would have been happy to stay in Winnipeg.
Sure.
I can tell you, because I think he was pretty comfortable there.
Yeah.
And then the question is, is he going to be I watched his media yesterday. He was very flattering and respectful of Jake Mayer. Seems like they have a good relationship, which is the first hurdle to clear if you're going to be a number two. But then you have to say, I'm going to embrace this role that you've given me, which is not the one I came here for. And in Winnipeg, you got a situation where you've got an aging Zach Collaros who can still play very well, but I think there are concerns about his durability at this stage of his career and how many, probably not going to play 18 games. And then you've got a guy in Taylor Algersma who played in some NFL preseason games, but joined the list of CFL quarterbacks that wannabes who've done that. Yeah. And as I'm not trying to run Taylor Algersma down, but the list of U-Sport trained quarterbacks who have maintained a franchise quarterback job in the CFL since Russ Jackson retired in 1969 when I was 2. Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. So, if you're anticipating that, if something happens to Zach Collaros, Taylor Algersma is ready. Well, 1, he's a rookie, and 2, he's a U-Sport trained quarterback, which, again, not saying he can't do it, just saying history's not on his side. So does Drew Brown, if he wants out of Ottawa, does that become a solution for Winnipeg, a short-term solution? I don't think that's crazy speculation just based on, how much I think Drew was really respected by the Bombers, how much he appreciated his time there, and the fact that he went to Ottawa to be a number one. Now, Ottawa's probably not, they got quarterback depth issues as well if they don't have him. Right now, they got 2 29-year-olds who've both started in this league. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So if you can hold that together, that's not a bad place to be.
Yeah, interesting times. Of course, the Elks will kick off the regular season in Ottawa. But thanks for your time. I mean, preseason wrapping up tonight. Enjoy that, Dave. Thanks for your time. And
Thanks,
let's
Dave.
get to that regular season here.
Can't wait, guys. Thanks so much for having me on. Appreciate it.
Dave Naylor, CFL and TSN, always appreciate his time and his dog, too. We would have had the dog on. I know you had a couple questions. Yep. He joins us on the Firehouse Subs hotline today. You can check out one of their 15 locations in and around the Edmonton area. Firehouse Subs, hot, hearty, and made to satisfy. Okay, 803, we need somebody to play kind of easy trivia. That's coming up next. 780-218-9999. Text in, say, Trevor, I want to play. And he will pick one of you. 780-218-9999. PJ's inbox. Text in. You'll be playing for $25 to Mr. Mike's. Dave's got the questions. We'll be going over that next. 3 questions too many as well. If you have any, feel free to send them in. We'll flex them in. 780-218-9999. On the way, Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. Special one. Alley Cat Brewing will be in studio. We'll be sampling some of their new brews and the wrap for William Huff. All still to come in hour 3. Dave Jamieson in for Dustin Nielsen. Lieutenant Eric, YouTube Trev's got a sports update right now. If you're listening on 95.7 Cruise FM, a quick traffic update from the always excellent Pauline Higgins. The sports update is for Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs put on an absolute clinic on their home court in a dominant performance. The Spurs completely dismantled the OKC Thunder 118-91, a massive winner-take-all. Game 7 will now take place tomorrow at 6. Switching to the ice, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final goes down tonight. The Carolina Hurricanes have a golden opportunity to punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup Final to face off against the Vegas Golden Knights. The puck drops at 6 o'clock. And major news out of the front office in oil country yesterday as Michael Parcotti has been elevated to Vice President of Analytics and Technology. Meanwhile, former Edmonton Oil Kings President and GM Kurt Hill has officially been named the Oilers' new Assistant General Manager. Over in Switzerland, Team Canada cruised into the semifinals after completely blanking the States 4-0 in quarterfinal action. However, the win did come with a major blow. Edmonton Oilers star defenseman Evan Bouchard left the game early after absorbing a scary hit to the head and did not return. Another tournament action, host nation Switzerland stunned Matthias Ekholm and Team Sweden 3-1, and both Norway and Finland have advanced to the semis. Next up for Canada is a semifinal showdown against Finland tomorrow, with puck drop scheduled for 12. Tonight at 7, the Memorial Cup action resumes as Everett battles Chicoutimi with Dustin Nielsen on the call. And incredibly sad news from the hockey world. 4-time Stanley Cup champion and Conn Smythe Trophy winner Claude Lemieux has passed away at the age of 60. The hockey community mourns the loss of a true legend. On the diamond, the Toronto Blue Jays kept their winning momentum alive to kick off a massive AL East series. A dramatic bases-loaded pinch-hit walk at the top of the 8th inning pushed the Jays ahead, securing a tight 2-1 victory over the Orioles. Game 2 goes tonight, first pitch at 5:05. And it's a huge night for local sports in Edmonton. The Edmonton Elks wrap up their preseason schedule tonight at 7 against the Stampeders at Clark Stadium. And the Edmonton Riverhawks launch their regular season tonight at Remax Field against the Wenatchee Apple Sox. First pitch at 7:05. You can catch all the live coverage right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. The Sports Update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
There we go. Hour 3 live, Nielson Show, 8:09. Hell of a day outside right now. What a great day to play some ball, play some football. Night at the Knothole, Elks Stamps today. Riverhawks, Wenatchee Apple Sox kicking off their season from Remax. Dave Jamieson in for Dustin Nielsen, Lieutenant Eric, YouTube Trev here. We got Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week coming up midway through this hour. I think the gang from Alley Cat is here, so we will get to them shortly. We got 3 questions too many on the way. If you still have a few, text them in, 780-218-9999. And we'll be playing trivia here in a matter of minutes as well for $25 to Mr. Mike's. Want to pass this along from our good pal Jerry Haraxi, Spirit of Edmonton. Hey, Eric, not sure if the Elks have told you yet, but the players are getting dressed at Commonwealth Stadium tonight and marching over to Clark at 5:45.
Okay.
They would like all the fans there to cheer on the players as they make the walk from Commonwealth to Clark. That'll be a pretty cool scene.
I feel like the Packers training camp.
Kind of the thing.
You know, the players and the kids ride the bikes.
I like
they're
that.
all there.
Yeah, so if you're going down tonight, go down early as we do for regular season. The tailgate's extremely fun. But if you are down there partaking in that tonight, 5:45, meet the players as they march from Commonwealth to Clark. Cheer them on, root them on, let them know you're there to support them. It does go a long way. Fan support matters. And, of course, with the cozy confines of Clark tonight, it's going to make a hell of a difference against the hated Calgary Stampeders.
Rivals.
Yeah, bitter rivals. The BOA. Preseason, regular season, Dave, it don't matter. It's always a rivalry.
Nope.
Atif's got, looks like 5 questions here. We only need 3 Atif, but maybe we'll get to one of those as well. Trev's wrangling up somebody for trivia right now, and we'll get to them. Trev, who do we got on the line today?
Playing today is Lee.
Lee! I think Lee texted in earlier today. Did Lee say, Trev, been listening for over a decade. I think today is my day to play.
Yes.
Holy heck. So Lee, he is playing for a gift card to Mr. Mike's, $25 to
Lee.
Mr. Mike's. Yeah, eat locally, enjoy casually. Lee!
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Oh, he's playing the game. So you haven't played before. This is great. But I think you know the rules. You've been listening for over a decade here, so you need 3 out of 5. JMO's got the question.
Back.
Way back, 1260, hey?
Past that. I remember I actually worked at Mr. Mike's and served you at the mall.
Oh, yeah, I saw you there. Yeah, I was sitting at a booth, I think, by myself. Yeah, okay, that's...
And I saw you at Bob Log, too.
Dude, Bob Log's coming back, hey, mid-June, I think?
Is he?
Yeah, Starlight Room.
Let's go.
I'll see you there, Lee.
I will see you there.
Yeah, you're a fun time, man. Okay, you need 3 out of 5 here. We'll start the ticker after Dave reads the first question. Good luck.
All right, Lee, who leads the NHL Eastern Conference Final?
Carolina.
Did Claude Lemieux start his NHL career in Montreal?
Yes.
What was the last team that Bruce Cassidy coached?
Vegas.
Do the Elks play tonight? Do the Riverhawks open the season tonight in Edmonton?
Yes.
Hamburgers. What kind of hamburgers?
Cheeseburgers.
It's deflected, score! They wanted goals. They got goals.
Speed record. Speed record. Speed record. Speed record.
I'm a hustler, baby.
Jay Harday. David Perron. Anton Slippertail.
That's my dad's baby.
Benoit Pouliot.
Yeah, I'm a hustler, baby. That's my dad's baby.
Nurse. Harney. Ethan Hopkins.
Jerome McGinley puts the Kings up 1-0.
Big rig.
On the PGA Tour.
And he stopped by the big.
The fire poker.
1-0.
The fire poker.
Thanks, Dick.
Bob, did you watch the hockey game last night?
I sure did.
You ever had a big kahuna burger?
I sure did. Thank you.
The ceiling is the roof?
All right, Lee.
Wow.
He's got to tone it down, eh?
Dial it back, Lee. You're a little too caffeinated.
It's only 8:14 in the morning, buddy. Come on. Nasty Chat, as expected, lit up with the big Lee victory. Lee Lebowski, Scotty knows 42 says, yeah, I think Lee's probably the dude. Like Lee gets down. Hey,
Gummy.
One of those 500 milligram ones from last night, maybe.
Looks like a salt lick. You hang around like a medallion. Yeah.
Anytime you want a little nibble or a pinch, just hop on that thing.
It's right there.
Yeah. Congratulations to Lee. Hey, Lee, maybe I'll see you at Bob Log once again. I think it's mid-June. You can follow up on the dates with that, but it's always good to see Bob Log the third. One-man band. A showman, just like Lee. Friedel says, great win. He really smoked it.
Sure did.
Okay, that might... Put that in the old text of the day drawer as well there. Get it on, bang it on.
Use a bong.
Indeed. Scuba Steve, Lee is like a lazy flowing river on a hot summer day. Yeah, that's a early start to the weekend for Lee. Attaboy, yep. Brent P says. Well, Lee, wouldn't say a spirit animal, but there's something there, a vibe, if you will, leading into a very hot Friday.
Life comes at Lee very slowly.
You might be sounding like Lee later on tonight after the Elks Stamps game, or if you're going to the Riverhawks. Hey, why not on a Friday?
Sure.
Yeah, Lee abides. That comes in from Klima's Lid. Well done there as well. Nice. You get that because Big Lebowski. Yeah. All right, let's get into 3 questions. Too many right now for the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer Principal Mitch Lewicki, where he's wondering why Lee hasn't shown up to work yet today. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. He's playing trivia there. Of course, Lee would fit in, I think, good with the staff at Park Mazda. But check them out today in the park or online, parkmazda.ca. All right, social media, Dave. Where can people follow you on? You're on X,
at the Dave Jamieson.
The Dave Jamieson on the X.
I love X.
Yeah, you get in there really good. Yeah, and you're not using that For You tab anymore. You're going over to the following. Have we got you? You've migrated over.
Game changer.
Yeah. Right.
I've separated the wheat from the chaff.
Mm-hmm. Trevor, where can people follow you on social media these days?
Follow me at YouTube_Trev on Instagram and Twitter, and I'm going to be doing lots of disc golf this weekend, really? And I plan to record it, and I'm going to be uploading that. That's something fun I wanted to do. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Pat in the county says, life comes at you fast, unless, of course, you are Lee. He's taking it slow. I don't mind the approach, to be honest with you. Lee just easy come, easy go, right? Life to him is just go
with the flow.
You only need 3 of 5, and he got 3.
You
kind of 4.
Your
and
patience was. He was really going to take. If you didn't hustle along with question 5, he would still been debating question 4. We had just mentioned the Elks are playing, and he's like, "Well,
I'm not really sure, but are they?
Are they? It's preseason.
If they're not a Commonwealth, are they really playing?
Oh yeah,
and it's fairly."
Lee was taking that question to a whole different level there. All right, question number 1. Question for 3 questions. This comes in from Lucas. Where will the 2026 Dunya draft be held? That's an excellent question. Of course, the Birmingham Barracudas get to choose. Our draft will be next Wednesday, June 3.
How about the place you were at last night? Could that be a draft location? I'm just going to put it out there.
You know what?
I'm just going to put it out there.
They do have a kitchen. I was at PM Lounge last night, actually. Not last night, happy hour. And it is bumping. If you've ever been to the PM Lounge here on the West End,
you know.
You know. Never been before. I've driven by. My wife and I drive by. We make fun of it. We're like, that looks like a place. Yeah. But a place for me. A good old pub, old-fashioned pub, still smells like cigarettes. You got the old-timers in there kind of mixing it up for happy hour. They bring their wives along. They're talking. A couple richer dudes. A couple. Yeah. They got a line of machines. You can play the machines. They have a pool table there. I think somewhat of a stage. They could have live music if they choose. I think on certain nights at PM Lounge. So actually, Dave,
and you're welcome, Eric.
Gee, now I was gonna make the announcement right now of where the draft will be held because I did have an establishment.
You take it to your cohorts in the league, and then get back to me. This is an
interesting one.
I know. I've created a dilemma, a conundrum.
You know what? Hold off on that question, Lucas, because
get back to you, Luke.
You've really.
That's
okay,
what I do.
Now you are
I'm the Stuart Johnson of the Dunya.
Well, you're not
changing it up.
You're not
I'm challenging.
You are
the orthodoxy.
The Dunya. You have come to a lot of AGMs and drafts and everything. You've handed off the Dunya jersey, the championship to winners. You've done speeches in the past. If we would move ahead with PM Lounge,
I brought the Dunya story to light.
I know,
and it's not one we can share.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
But Would you perhaps?
Grace?
Are you busy next Wednesday, June 3 in the evening hours?
I do not believe.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll sit on this. I will let this marinate. But you had man, oh man. Question number 2, and Dave, you did grace us with some. You
donuts.
didn't just, and it's not a Hortons run here. You really went all out. Tell us where are these from?
Tesoro over in Windermere.
So,
Great
boys,
place,
if
by the
you're
way,
listening, coming in for the hangout, Maddie, Milne, Gazzola, everybody else, there's a big.
We got nuts in back.
Big box. Are there nuts on them?
No.
Okay.
Why? Is someone
Reed. So we have to make sure that. Yeah, I know.
None of this applies to Reed. Those will be gone by the time.
But we
our
thank,
dubs.
we
By the
thank you
time
for the
our
gift.
dubs comes through the door.
Me and Trev will have a couple here.
Yeah.
But the question is, last donut you would ever eat. If I said to you, you are no longer around after tomorrow, you get a final donut to consume. What is the donut you're going with? Any flavor, any brand?
Part of your last meal.
Yeah,
Let's say.
yeah.
Maybe the governor you're
Death
waiting on
row,
the phone call. You're on death row.
Yeah.
Which is probably where 2 will be.
Well, I'm gonna go with just the chocolate dip. It's a pretty safe option.
It's classic.
I will say I've had more donuts in the last 3 years, 2.5 years being here at EST than I have in my entire life.
Because you were sugar-free before then, right?
Yeah. I'm not too big of a sweets guy. And I still have a pretty good self-control when I see there's a lot of donuts that get brought in.
Mm-hmm.
And but I always go for the chocolate dip, but then that's it. I'm done. That's really the only donut I've ever had and enjoyed is the chocolate dip.
I'm going to go a light dusting of coconut.
Okay. It'd go well with, I think, one of the beers we'll be sampling with Beer of the Week today with Alley Cat.
Like the best flavor ever.
Coconut, eh?
Yeah, coconut's
It's the best flavor ever.
Well, chocolate dip, though.
Is there coconut donuts? Like coconut flavored? Yeah, I can have that.
So, so are you taking back your answer, though?
A light dusting of coconut.
On the chocolate dip?
No.
Can I do that?
You can do whatever you
Trev,
want.
you can do whatever you want.
Chocolate dip.
Can
Now
you
you're saying
say
it's coconut.
I want a chocolate dip with coconut sprinkles on
It
top?
can be done.
Yeah. You can really do anything here.
Cool.
Get a bespoke donut, like the suit you're going to wear.
Yes. Oh,
made for you, Trevor.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought. It should be kind of like you go in and you create, like, they have sandwich artists. You can be like a donut. You say you get a plain easel, like a slate, and then you say, I want this, I want that, I want, a dollop of ice cream if you want.
There's a donut shop in Portland that is outstanding. They have curious shaped donuts. Not going to go there now.
What?
But
for a party,
pretty cool.
You can. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. New definition to the term Timbit.
Can do a lot of stuff with dough.
Timbit.
You can do a lot of stuff with dough, Eric.
It's a moldable.
It is malleable
mold.
Thing. Just keep moving. Question 3.
Well, I didn't say my donut yet, Dave.
Sorry.
I'd like to, if I could. I'm going old-fashioned plain.
Oh, come on.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Good.
Okay.
Boys, I
always wanted to co-host again with Low Tide.
Yeah.
Good work.
I will go down on an old-fashioned plain.
Pardon?
You can have your coconut surprise and your chocolate cheese whiz and you do all these things.
Jelly center.
The filled. My buddy used to work at Robin's Donuts. We'd go in there where he'd close, and we'd use that filling machine, and we'd set it to like and they just explode in your hands. It was But old-fashioned plain, this is the play, because the old-fashioned plain's got a nice, like it's not plain. It does have a cake taste to it.
True.
You have that a little bit of sweet cake. Now you're not getting overwhelmed with like icing and all this other stuff that kind of make your teeth hurt. But this is it's old-fashioned plain, and then you have a nice cup of coffee. A cup of black coffee,
well brewed,
and an old-fashioned plain donut. So now you can dunk. There's not pieces of icing falling off into the drink. There's not sprinkles and cake powder that you have to deal with. There's nothing on your hands. You don't have to lick.
I had not seen the dunk coming.
You dunk a piece of an old-fashioned. You don't even have to eat it. Like you rip off a piece and put it
in coffee. Hey.
The dunk.
That's
coming in like LeBron.
It might be plain on the outside, I tell you, but if you rock that old-fashioned plain, a cup of black coffee, take me home. That's
country roads.
Serve me the injection, I would say, or whatever they do now. Aren't they bringing back the firing squad or something? I heard down. No, we get political here, but I do it all.
You with the politics.
Any way that I'm going, give me the old-fashioned plain black coffee, and we go there. That's what I'm choosing. Question number 3, and this comes in from Atif.
Yeah.
He had 4 questions here, but I'm just going to read one. Well, I'll go over the ones that we won't. I'm going to the Italian Center shop before the Elks game. What Italian words should I avoid saying? We're not going to get into that. He also had, if you had a dream sport, what sport would it be and what position would you play? Like, what do you mean a dream sport? Like inventing a sport? Or like, I don't, if you dreamed of a sport? He's just saying what sport, like, okay, we're not doing that one either. But I'm going to this, in which he spells WITCH. Which former Oilers player would you like to see back in the orange and blue? Mine is Taylor Hall. I used to have a Hall jerseys. So I guess he got rid of them.
So I'm assuming from this, it's players still playing in the
purpose,
NHL
yes.
for the purposes of the not
and
all
why
the time.
is it not Michael Kesselring, Dave?
Stuart Skinner? Don't go there.
Is this the question?
This is the question. A current Oiler player that former Oiler player but playing currently,
still playing
would
in the
you
NHL.
take back today free of charge? We're not getting into like what you got to give up, blah 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 blah.
No.
Money aside, all that aside. Fantasy question.
It's between 2. It is Taylor Hall and Dylan Holloway for me.
That will never that stings you to the day.
All of them.
No Broberg, okay? Just Holloway.
Nah. Holloway, he's got a little bit more.
I'm going Ryan McLeod. Too loud McLeod.
Ooh.
He was beloved in the room, Dave.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
No Kulak?
Nah. No, but then Taylor Hall was my favorite player growing up, man. That was one of the darkest days.
You and Atif.
Was it a dark day for you?
Yeah.
I believe you've had a lot of dark days.
Yeah. I left my grandma's house and I didn't return like 10 hours later. She was like, "Where were you?"
I'm out.
And I went fishing. I went fishing the whole day by myself. And
You just thought about it. What did you think then? How the Oilers had hurt you?
What did I think?
What was going through your mind that you would?
I just like the 1 for 1, just 1 for 1, like Taylor Hall for Adam Larson.
That was the tweet.
Larson. I just, it bugged me. Still does bother me.
But you're still a fan.
I hope he wins. I really, really do. That would be awesome. That would be probably my favorite cup lift until hopefully Connor or Leon do it one day, maybe. But
Connor might.
Taylor Hall,
of your trades.
Taylor Hall lifting the cup. Oh, what does that look like?
With one of your drug-fueled trades that you've cooked up this week.
Have you been hanging out with Lee?
No.
Hey,
no.
Lee, what do you think, Lee? How about this?
Trade. Hey, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You said you were on air you told that story.
Yes,
of you and Iwanek.
Iwanek and I were on air, and Iwanek did his job.
Yeah.
Get out of this interview. We got to go.
It is a memorable time because I too remember where I was. It was at local downtown. I was on the patio with my wife.
Yeah.
Weren't married at the time. Girlfriend, I guess. Not fiance. But that's when the tweet. It was the Mackenzie tweet, 1 for 1.
Yeah.
We still use the term 1 for 1 in a joking manner today, but it was 1 for 1. Mackenzie had it. You were out grandma's house fishing, local patio. You were on air with Iwanek.
I went on the Matt Sakara show.
Okay.
Back when he was on the radio, not doing the thing with Blake Price, or maybe he was with Blake. Anyhow, they were on the air on TSN in Vancouver. He said, "Okay, the reaction." I said, "It's like that old joke, the kid who gets a pile of manure at Christmas, and they are tearing through the manure, saying there's got to be a pony in here somewhere." That's what Oiler fans were like.
Yes,
they're like, "Wow, okay, I get the Larson part, but when do I get to the big gift?" And you say, "Son, that's the gift." So
that's it.
That's it.
Just the socks.
No hockey net.
No,
I don't get
no bike.
No super tax. That's it.
Just socks.
That's it, son.
Hey, they're good. They're reliable. They'll
never let you
good.
down.
Not great, but good.
Yeah.
Where were you on the day? You all remember it. You all remember it.
I'm sure you do.
Spruce Grove Corey. 10 years ago, Lee decided to play kind of easy trivia. He finally followed through today. It's been
That's a good tweet.
It's been a long play from Lee.
Yeah.
That's really good. Spruce Grove
thinking
Corey.
about playing that kind of easy trivia.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a note.
It took him 10 years to dial to get the text in or to kind of give us
and
a shout.
he dialed that number slowly.
Yes. Well, rotary phone.
Yes.
Pubs Cheaterson, last donut, anything from Crooked Creek Bakery. Literally the best donuts on earth, especially when still warm, which is
that,
often
please?
great show. Boys love pubs. Yeah, where's Crooked Creek? We're not familiar with the game. Pubs Cheaterson, get that in here.
Okay.
I mean, the best donuts are usually from those hole in the walls. Take 5 out on 118th.
Okay.
Had some good ones. They've closed. They made great sandwiches, great donuts, but the homemade obviously is the best. It's RCN says Long Dong.
Excuse?
I think Dave in Section T, yes, LT. It's why we both love Bo. Same wavelength, old-fashioned plain, and thoughts of mom. It is kind of a traditional. It's a throwback. It's a bit of a when you're eating that thing. It's nice. Chocolate dip. A few votes for chocolate dip. Chocolate glazed or get the F out. That comes in from Jerry. Yeah, see, a lot of people do like the old-fashioned plain. It's a silent majority, Dave. I think.
It's unheralded.
You don't like
for
to
sure.
brag about it. You get ripped, but I mean, it's if you know, you know.
It's like the Nuge of donuts.
Yeah.
You go, it's been around forever, but it's surprisingly good.
And I wouldn't be surprised if there is a horse out there named Old Fashioned Plain, right? There's probably a...
Maybe owned by Nuge.
Klima's lid in the nasty chat. Crooked Creek is on Highway 43 by GP. So if you want to take a drive, if you're busy this afternoon, we can hop out. Let's hop out right now. We got a sports update with YouTube Trev. We got Alley Cat is in the house. We'll be doing a Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week coming up next. Once again, it is your chance at $50 to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. You might as well get this going right now. Text in Beer Me to 780-218-9999. That is the Paris Jewelers inbox. 780-218-9999. Text Beer Me, and you'll go into the hat, and we'll pick a lucky texter to win $50 to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. That's coming up next. Sports update with Trev. If you're listening on 95.7 Cruise FM, Pauline Higgins got you locked on the traffic. She'll give you an update on what's going on the roads here in Edmonton. Dave Jamieson in for Dustin Nielson. Lieutenant Eric, we're coming to you live from the Popeyes studio. The Nielson Show will be back for the final half hour of the week, and it is brought to you, as always, by Weiss Johnson.
The San Antonio Spurs put on a masterclass at home, completely overwhelming the OKC Thunder in a 118-91 blowout. It all comes down to a high-stakes winner-take-all Game 7 to determine who punches their ticket to the NBA Finals. Game 7 tomorrow at 6. Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final takes center stage tonight. The Carolina Hurricanes are just one win away from locking in their spot to the Stanley Cup Final for a heavyweight clash against the Vegas Golden Knights. Puck drop is set for 6. Major front office news out of oil country. The Edmonton Oilers have promoted Michael Parcotti to Vice President of Analytics and Technology. Meanwhile, former Edmonton Oil Kings President and GM Kurt Hill has officially been named Oilers' new Assistant General Manager. Over in Switzerland, Team Canada put on a clinic, blanking the United States 4-0 to coast into the semifinals. However, the victory came with a loss as Oilers star blue liner Evan Bouchard left the game early after taking a hard hit to the head. He did not return. Elsewhere in tournament action, Switzerland pulled off a stunning 3-1 upset over Matthias Ekholm and Team Sweden. Both Norway and Finland have punched their ticket to the Final Four. Canada will battle Finland in a marquee semifinal matchup tomorrow at 12, and CSCHL action resumes tonight at 7 as the Memorial Cup heating up with Everett going head-to-head against Chicoutimi with Dustin Nielson on the call. The hockey community is also mourning as a devastating loss yesterday. 4-time Stanley Cup champion and Conn Smythe winner Claude Lemieux has passed away at the age of 60. On the diamond, the Toronto Blue Jays opened up a crucial AL East showdown by keeping their hot streak alive. A dramatic bases-loaded pinch-hit walk in the top of the 8th inning secured a gritty 2-1 win over the Baltimore Orioles. Game 2 of the series gets underway tonight at 5:05, and it's a massive night for local sports right here in Edmonton. The Edmonton Elks wrap up their exhibition schedule tonight at 7 when they host the Stampeders at Clark Stadium. And the Edmonton Riverhawks kick off their regular season tonight at Remax Field against the Wenatchee Apple Sox. First pitch flies at 7:05 And you can catch every single play live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm YouTube Trev. You're up to date.
All right, 8:35, hour 3 of the Nielson Show continues here, brought to you by Weiss Johnson. Check them out today for any AC furnace needs. WJ Sports Talk is where you want to go. Lieutenant Eric, Dave Jamieson in for Dustin Nielsen. Dusty's got the call tonight, Memorial Cup in Kelowna. It is Everett. It is Chicoutimi in the semifinals. The winner advances to take on Kitchener in Sunday's final. Dusty will be off next week as well on the annual golfing trip. YouTube Trev, you heard there with the sports update as well. Coming to you live from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio. And hour 3 is brought to you by GD Liquidators Auctions and Appraisals. Mention EST. You get 5% off anything new or used. Don't miss their monthly online auctions at GDLiquidators.com. They are Canadian owned and operated. Make them your first call at 780-447-2787 or check them out, 14510 124th Ave. And as mentioned earlier, you can text Beer Me right now to 780-218-9999 and you get in the drum for the Sobeys and Safeway Liquor $50 gift card to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. I know Jamming says, don't think this GC exists. Laugh out loud. Look, man, I've never won the lottery either. Doesn't mean it hasn't existed. This is, out of all that, we give away a lot of stuff on all of our programs here at Edmonton Sports Talk.
This one.
By far, this is the most popular and most gotten into contest weekly here every Friday at around 8:30. So if you haven't won, I mean, keep trying. But I mean, again, it ain't easy. But it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
It's funny how free alcohol, or at least...
Hey, yeah, what a novel, yeah.
Wow, who would have thought it'd draw a crowd?
Lee's been trying to get in for 5 years, yeah. We are joined this morning, and very special. I mean, Dustin, he sent me the email. I was like, damn, I'm away for this one. But it's our great friends at Alley Cat Brewing today, and we're joined by the pinch hitter, Pierce. You're filling in a pinch because the other guy couldn't. I mean, he's lost his voice so much, I hear.
Yeah. Lachlan, my coworker there, he calls me up a couple days ago, and his voice is just gone. He's like, "I need you to cover for me, man." I'm like, I got you.
Stephen Hawking thing, like, Pierce, I need you to like.
It was close, man. It was close.
Yeah. So, what do you do at Alley Cat then? What is your position? What do you do around the brewery?
I'm the Northern Alberta sales rep there, so I do rural north and all the retail stores here in Edmonton.
Okay.
So I cover half the province, that sort of thing there. Yeah.
Okay. So you've brought in, of course, the 6 o'clocker lager.
Of course.
Thank you
for that. We can't go away from that. But the beers of the week, I guess, or the beer of the week. What else do you have here? What's on the table?
Yeah, for the beer of the week, we have the 2 actually here. We've got our Set to Summit. It's a session ale, and Punchline is our pineapple coconut ale. We did them in collaboration with the Great Outdoor Comedy Fest.
Yes.
Right.
With that and Sobeys Liquor there, you've got a big contest going on. People can go in, enter to win a VIP table for the Great Outdoor Comedy Fest, both here and in Calgary, as well as a whole bunch of Kuma outdoor gear as well.
That Kuma outdoor gear rocks. I got a couple of those throwback lawn chairs or whatever. Great quality.
Oh yeah, I've got a few. I got one for my dog too.
Oh, why not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You might as well.
Should get a chair for your dog.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start here, man?
Yeah.
Do you want to start out with the 6 o'clock? You want to leave that till the end, or
I figure, you know what? We know 6 o'clock. We'll leave it to the end there. Yeah, let's crack into a couple of beers here. So we've got the Set to Summit. It's a session ale, light, easy drinking beer.
Okay.
It's a little lower ABV there, so it's lower alcohol and just full flavor though. That's the point. It's supposed to be a big beer, but light and easy to drink.
Okay, dish them out. Once again, these 4 packs you can buy Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, or Alley Cat Brewing, great place to go. We've been there a few times. Awesome little joint there on Happy Beer Street. $13.99 for these 4 packs. The Set to Summit Session Ale and the Punchline Pineapple Coconut Ale. Both your Sobeys and Safeway Liquor beers of the week this week. $13.99. Get a 4-pack today. Great beers for the weekend here, especially for tonight, given the heat and everything like that. Summer is here, patio weather, entertaining in your backyard, barbecues, that sort of thing. These beers will certainly add a bit of a punch to the festivities. So this is the Set to Summit Session Ale. What is did you say percentage and all that? Or
this one 4.7%, a little bit lighter. It's easy to drink. You get those like nice tropical kind of hop flavors in there, that grapefruit, mango.
Great stuff.
But it's easy to drink.
Cheers to Lachlan. I hope he gets
cheers, guys.
We're glad to have you in, but you know what I mean. Yeah, that is easy. A little bit of a nice, like a tangy buzz type of thing.
Yeah.
That's that citrus tropical there, as it says there, mango grapefruit.
Yep. Yeah, it's almost like kind of like a light pale ale sort of thing. The flavor is easy to drink. Not super punchy, not super bitter, but like juicy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that'd go good with the heat. Very nice.
I moved to Edmonton about 30 years ago, give or take. Alley Cat was my first exposure, having come from Vancouver, where Granville Island was the craft brewing.
I think they were the first like microbrewery.
I should say. Alley Cat, when I moved here, I bought Grasshopper beer and I went, whoa, this doesn't taste like an old Labatt Blue. This is different. And so this was really my first exposure to craft brewing. Was you guys.
Yeah, we're 31 years young this year.
Wow.
So we, made a beer or two.
You guys are the...
Yeah, we're the OG here in Edmonton.
Yeah.
First craft beer brewery here in Edmonton. One of the oldest in Alberta. I think, up there with like Big Rock, Wild Rose, the big guys there. Grizzly Paw, I think, is in there. Brewsters.
Big players. That's why we're very fortunate and glad to have you guys on board in this. I mean, the 6 o'clocker lager has been a smash hit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've smuggled it out of province and kind of did drops here or there for people, and they're just loving it. Well, let's get to the next one. This is the Punchline Pineapple Coconut Ale.
Yeah, this is like a pina colada in a can sort of beer there. It is delicious, nice, easy to drink there. 5%. So,
wow.
Are you getting more pineapple, more coconut, or is it just kind of a?
It's a good balance of both there. Yeah, you get the coconut kind of like creaminess on there, and that nice tart acidity for the pineapple.
Big coconut fan to your left here. He's using coconut.
Beautiful,
donuts.
beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bouquet. Once again, $13.99 for these 4 packs. It's the Set to Summit Session Ale, the Punchline Pineapple Coconut Ale. Text Beer Me 780-218-9999.
And as you hold it up to the light, it's really quite lovely.
It's got a nice,
they're clear, nice and clean.
Yes.
Yeah. And like you can smell that coconut right away.
Yeah, it's got a hell of a nose to it. Would you like to cheer to anything here, Pierce? Is there anything on your mind that you don't?
You know what? Again, to Lachlan's health, I hope he feels better there. He's sounding rough.
How about the good beer?
The good beer.
Good beer. Oh, it's that after.
Yeah.
That aftertaste is nice and smooth. You're drinking it down and it's going down like beer, but that aftertaste is real nice. A nice smooth. I'm getting more of the coconut.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially on that finish there, that coconut is...
Like you.
I know.
And you take it down like an anaconda.
I sure as hell do. Can't keep it in front of me too long.
No.
But you're all right, that pina colada type of vibe. Yeah. That's where it's at.
Yeah, it tastes like summer. Like, it's good stuff.
Just quickly here, I know you guys, you're all over the city. I mentioned with us. Riverhawks as well. You're down there again for another season. Something new going on there as well with them, or just some of the old wares?
Same beers again. Yeah. We're bringing it back there. We're huge fans of the Riverhawks there. We love being out there. So again, we got everything packaged up, sent off to the stadium. Looking forward to a great season again this year too.
Love it. Love it. Okay, well, let's Get to the piece.
Crack into the old fallback there.
What I've also done after I drink some of these cans, I'll peel off the label and post it up in my garage because it'll stick again. So it's a nice, you can keep the label live. But 6 o'clocker lager, you know it, you love it. This is good, and it's a good base. You could probably some brewers come in and they'll mix beers. You ever do that type of thing too?
Yeah, we do. I like to do it all the time at the brewery in the tap room.
Yeah,
you kind of mix a couple different beers there. Like we're known for fruit beers, so you make a fruit salad out of the beers there. Get some raspberry, some mango together. Mixes really well.
And you guys are all kicking it, Alley Cat. Patio's going, everything's going.
Oh yeah. So got the patio open. Yeah. With it being so warm out the last few days, that's been where to sit, get in the sunshine, have a beer. It's nothing better.
And for you guys at the brewery, I mean, it's got to be, this season, obviously you mentioned the Riverhawks, like everything kind of opens up, outdoor comedy festival, but just getting that patio open, everything must just, it's like opening all the windows in your house.
Oh, it's amazing. As soon as the sun comes out, everyone's going outside. Yeah. It's summer activities, right?
Well, cheers to the 6 o'clock lager. Cheers to Dusty Nielson, who's not here for an Alley Cat So's Savory Beer of the Week. This brew's for you, Dusty. Yeah, we've had this at some events we go to, Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. We've had it for our Super Bowl parties, so on and so forth. We've had it on tap at a few places. It's just magnificent stuff. That is... We were very hesitant naming it, logo, all that stuff, all the stuff that goes around the beer, but you got to get the beer right.
Oh, yeah.
And you hit it out of the park.
Yeah, it's such an easy drinking beer. This is my lawn mowing beer when I'm outside. It's perfect barbecue.
I love that, a lawn mowing beer.
Yeah.
That reminds me of my dad, like growing up as a kid.
Yeah, well, that's...
Could you bring me a beer?
In terms of what's your, maybe that's the answer, your favorite, beer. There's the yard work post beer. There's watching a game beer. There's all that, but a lawnmower beer.
Yeah, it depends. It's the season. I love the mango ale in the winter. That's my go-to winter beer. When it's hot out, I want the 6 o'clocker. It depends. What am I doing? Am I having wings or something? Yeah.
But a good cut of the lawn. You get that fresh lawn smell. A little bit of gasoline.
Yeah.
And then a nice 6 o'clocker lager. And I told you too as well, the orangesicle.
Oh, the orange creamsicle ale? Yeah, orangey glad.
Trev?
It's unreal.
It's dessert in a can. I love orange creamsicle. That was my dessert as a kid. So that beer, it just hits it out of the park for me.
Next time you come in.
Okay. Yeah, you know what?
Wink, wink.
Wink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you covered. Yeah.
Okay. Once again, it is the Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. There's 2 4-packs this week. You got the Set to Summit Session Ale. You also got the Punchline Pineapple Coconut Ale. Both of those 4-packs going down for $13.99 at all Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. You can text in Beer Me right now. You'll go into the big drum. And again, keep trying. If you don't win, it is a very highly contested contest. So 780-218-9999, Beer Me. You'll all go into the hat, and I'll be calling a lucky winner after the show. Pierce, thanks so much for pinching today, my man.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Good to talk to you.
Yes.
Trev, play him out. And any parting words? You'd like anything else for Alley Cat that you'd like to kind of get through the air here?
I got to say, too, the 6 o'clocker right now at Sobeys is still on sale, too. They got on for $12.99 for the 4-pack. It's a killer deal on that,
Saw it
too.
yesterday when I was at Sobeys.
Yep.
All right, play him out. Pierce, thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
1:48. Hour 3 of the Nielson Show continues. Brought to you by GD Liquidators. You can check them out today. Auctions and appraisals. You mentioned EST. You can get 5% off anything new or used. Check them out. GDLiquidators.com. Canadian owned and operated. You can call them 780-447-2787 or visit them 14510 124th Ave. An outstanding assortment here this morning. And you mentioned
splendid.
the coconut donut, and you get your coconut beer as well. It's all turning up, Dave.
Into existence, right?
You sure did. Final call. Text Beer Me 780-218-9999. Paris Jewelers inbox. You'll go into the hat. I don't think I was too hard on the whole lottery, comparison here. I mean, that's just it. Big contests. You don't. Not everybody wins. You gotta.
This isn't like the Pacific Division, where everyone wins. Okay, it's hard.
Spency 5 cents says, do not make 6 o'clock or lager with the pickled tink beer from last week. You could have that pickled tink on its own with a little bit of clam.
Which I did.
Yeah, that's fine. But
and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah.
You don't have to drink like Eric.
No, that's more of a sipper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sipper.
That's a sipper, and just go slow.
But certainly the extensive menu at Alley Cat, you can get some of these beers and do a little chemistry, mix and match and see what works for you.
But as always, Eric, know your limit and stay within it.
Stay within it.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty Chat's humming along. I can't really focus on any particular message here.
Well,
I know LTE, LOL that comes in from jamming. Yeah, no, I just wanted to communicate that point to you, man. It's all good. All the texts come in, and it's what can I say? It's a random draw. That's just how it works.
Lee likes the draw. Lee likes the pace of the draw, and he says, "Hey, take your time. You'll win eventually."
Lee really stole the show today. I kind of want to capture that audio.
I like Lee.
I love Lee. I don't remember Lee.
Hey, how's
I remember
it going?
Lee, but I'll have Lee again. I know you're still listening, but Bob Log the Third, I'd love to see out there again. We'll tip one back.
And who hasn't kind of lost their mind into Mr. Mike's, eh?
I went there for supper. I remember I was like laying down in a booth, and he just came in, and we shot the proverbial.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into your wrap here right now for William Huff, Bruce Simpson, and the team. If you want your place to look as good as ours, and
they're out making Clark Stadium look good tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bruce and the team are down there. WilliamHuff.com. They've been in business since 1952, so you know they're incredible what they do. WilliamHuff.com. Gentlemen, what did we learn on the show today? What are you pulling away from a informative standpoint, I guess, today? Not too much. I mean, in the sporting world, I know Trev's been keeping us updated on the sports updates. Nothing too out there in terms. I know the IHF has been reviewing the Russian ban to determine eligibility event by event basis. That's more of a hangout. That's for the hangout.
That's a hangout thing. Get back to us on that. I learned I'm not averse to having a drink at 8:50 a.m.
Yeah, you're channeling your inner Lee, I think is what. Yeah.
Yes. I'm not advocating it for everyone out there. I mean, do you? But I'm quite enjoying these Fridays.
Trev, what'd you pull away today?
Yeah, I think beer tastes like when I started at EST.
Yes,
I thoroughly enjoyed.
But you never had beer before.
Well,
right?
not at 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, like sometimes.
Oh, come on now, Trev. Pincher Creek.
But I swear, beer tastes its best in the morning. Something about it. It's weird. I learned that the pineapple coconut, that's into my top 5. That's the top 5 beer of mine. I'm going to get some immediately
Does it pip the orange sickle?
Man, it's close. Like coconut, I'm with JMO. Coconut is like my favorite flavor.
Solid,
it really is.
That punchline.
And it hits you with the pineapple, but that coconut, it stays and it stays there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that Nasties would not be. They didn't like my trade today.
So these numbers right now, the poll is still live. You can vote on our YouTube Nasty Chat. McDavid for Matthews, Nyes, and the 26th first overall pick. Yes is at 34%. That's not a bad number given.
It started at it was at 15 to
like
20.
if we told you this at the beginning of the week where the numbers were, you'd take it. And no is 66. So yeah, okay.
And a lot of that is just the fact of McDavid being a Leaf as well. No one wants that.
That'd be a bridge too far.
That's the problem.
That.
Yeah. You could have just stuck with Nyes.
Yeah. I could have.
You could handle him as a mammoth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Look good in those colors.
You would.
Huh. Tell you, mister.
Let's get to your sound of the day today. A Club Beat Loop remix from the vault, unlocked by the one and only Whee!
Hamburgers. What kind of hamburgers?
Cheeseburgers.
It's deflected, score! They wanted goals. They got goals.
Speed record. Speed record. Speed record. Speed record.
I'm a hustler, baby.
Jay Hardy. David Perron and Todd Slippertail.
That's my dad's baby.
Benoit Pouliot.
Yeah, I'm a hustler, baby. That's my dad's baby.
Nurse. Harney. Ethan Hopkins.
Jerome McGinley puts the Kings up 1-0.
Big rig.
On the PGA Tour.
Any stop item, eh?
The fire poker.
1-0.
The fire poker.
Thanks, Dick. Thanks, Dick.
Bob, did you watch the hockey game last night?
I sure did. I sure did.
You ever had a big kahuna burger?
I sure did. Thank you.
The ceiling is the roof?
8:55. The wrap continues here on hour 3 of the Nielson Show. Dave Jamieson in for Dustin Nielsen. Of course, he's got the call tonight. Memorial Cup down in Kelowna. I wonder what, as you mentioned here, what hijinks him and Frankie will get up to today.
In a segment called "Let's Take Dusty Out of His Comfort Zone."
Yeah, riding a camel. I mean,
what other things
Well,
does
don't they have wineries? They could go to a winery, hey, maybe, and put the pinky up and try a few rosés.
It's more of a Pinot Noir
with the
guy.
Pinot Gregory.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you get the O-Dog in there as well, probably, eh?
Well, I don't know if the O-Dog, there was a time, I think, while he was on my show doing a weekly hit.
Yes.
That ended suddenly.
Yes.
When Awanak was hosting. Where the O-Dog said he swore off drinking. So I don't know whether he is still in that camp, and good on him if he is.
Let's get to your text of the day.
Why not?
For Royal Pizza, still making it great.
Still.
For over 55 years. You can order online,
Shuffle.
Pizza, royalpizza.ca is where you can go, or pop into one of the 14 locations in the Edmonton area. 3 texts, gentlemen, here that I will read, and we will determine which one is off to Royal Pizza. They're really good. Outstanding work today and this week from all of you. I know when Dustin's not here, it is a bit of a chore to tune into. I refer to us as the D team because D is for Dave.
I take umbrage with that, and I want to say this seriously. Like, yeah, Dustin's away, and he has other assignments. But if we're the D version, what's the B? Because I don't see it.
It'd be Hernan and Gage, I think, while we were in Mexico. People loved that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it was rave reviews. People are still talking about those shows today.
Wow.
Yeah. But, so, here are your texts. 2 of which are connected, 1 not. Vaughn. This comes in from Vaughn. And this goes to, we were discussing Riverhawks opponents this year.
Yes.
Some of the American franchises coming up here. That Marion Barry reference really cracks me up. Comes in from Vaughn. Now, if you explore the story a bit more, you'll get it.
As you should.
So, and he also adds a laughing emoji, which really spruced up the text. I thought, quite nice.
You know where my vote's going, but keep going.
Okay, well, peep this. Friedel, great win. He really smoked it. And that's in reference to Lee's kind of easy trivia win. He'll probably be in about 5 years to collect his Mr. Mike's gift card, hey? Like he'll start making his way down today and maybe take a break and have a snooze.
And he'll come up and stand in reception and not announce that he's here.
No.
He'll just keep ringing the bell.
And you know what he'll say? We'll say, oh, sorry. He'll say, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Lee.
I
won kind of easy trivia 5 years ago.
Cool. That comes in from Friedel. And Spruce Grove Corey, 10 years ago, Lee decided to play kind of easy trivia. He finally followed through today. So 2 Lee texts, and then the Marion Barry reference, which was
only for my purpose. Like that's only for my benefit, because you guys, like Marion Barry, mayor of Washington, D.C., what? Huh?
So you're going with that.
Well, I am, but there's 2 other people in the room here.
Trev, where are you going?
Trev doesn't know what he's doing right now.
I like the smoked one. He absolutely smoked it.
He did, because it's a reference to marijuana.
Yes.
Yeah, and
The 420.
The 420, Lee. What time is it, Lee? It's always 420 at Lee's house. Yeah.
Solid.
Okay, so I'm the... so do we do a push? Do I go with Spruce Grove Corey?
Well, it's like a referendum. Someone has to decide.
I know, but if I go with the third Spruce Grove Corey, it's a...
Well, then we have a divided electorate.
It's a push. How about this? Crack pack this morning for Wayne's. We cracked those 2003 Pacific CFL football. Go to Wayne's today. Check them out. Ask for these specifically. I know Wayne's probably keeping a couple behind the counter. I do have this Corey Holmes card.
Yes.
In which I will toss up in the air. Heads, which means Corey Holmes. If it lands on Corey Holmes, that'll go to Vaughn. Tails, which is the back and the stat side of the card.
Tails of the North.
That goes to Friedel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do it.
Heads, Corey Holmes. That goes to Vaughn. Vaughn, you're the text of the day winner. That Marion Barry reference really cracks me up. And that, too, is a drug reference. I think.
Yes, and here's a deep cut from TSN 1260 and Dustin Nielson, his friend Vaughn Vu.
God. Well, we've hit all the high notes today.
Did Vaughn Vu go to jail?
Yes, he did.
Took a person's life.
Yes, he did.
Vaughn Vu.
Want to get this really quickly as well. Right now, text in Canada to 780-218-9999. We have 4 tickets for the Canada-friendly June 1. That's Monday. Canada v. Uzbekistan from Commonwealth. 4 tickets. We're looking to give it to a family. But if you want 4 tickets to that, free of charge, Canada-Uzbekistan down at Commonwealth, it's going to be a party. Place is going to be packed. It's going to be a rip-roaring time. 4 tickets. Canada v. Uzbekistan friendly Monday, June 1. Text in Canada, 780-218-9999. You will once again go into the hat, and I'll pick a lucky winner from that as well, and you'll be off joining us Monday from Commonwealth.
Elks have a friendly tonight.
They do have a final friendly, thank God. I hate preseason football. It's done. But if you are going tonight, enjoy yourself. Night at the Knothole from Clark. Elks and Stamps. Riverhawks, Wenatchee tonight from Remax Field. It's all going on. Hangouts coming up next. If you're listening on 95.7 Cruise FM this morning, we're going to get you back to some rock. Rise Against will be coming up. If you want more of the live local sports talk, though, the Hangout's coming up next. Brock from the Edmonton Disc Golf Association will be in the house alongside Tom Gazzola and Matt Iwanek. They'll be talking Elks, they'll be talking Riverhawks, and they'll be talking about the release of Canada's squad for the World Cup, Dave. We brought that up again, a little soccer there. So for Dave Jamieson and for Dustin Nielsen, thank you so much, Dave. You'll be back Monday.
Of course, I have no other
suited up.
place to go.
Yeah, that's okay. For YouTube, Trev, I'm Lieutenant Eric. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for listening. And have a great weekend. We'll talk Monday.